Hello, welcome to Community Day. This is April 8th, 2023. We just decided to hang out and do some whatever takes our fancy. First thing on the request was textual inversion training. So, so the first thing I did is I prepped um, some documents here, some images. And so I like to use this instead of the pre-process to crop for one reason only. So if I take my image, I'm going to take a ridiculous one. Okay, so you'll see what I'm training in a second. And if you want, you can set auto detect image focal point, right? So if I change this to something ridiculous, it's going to select the focal point, and then you can move that focal point around to just get what you want, right? So you can fit everything in there. So it's a really nice tool. I definitely recommend it. It's like super easy. Don't need to download anything. Just nice. Another tool I use for this is called View. Free Linux, Mac, Windows, I think. Or maybe it's only Windows. I don't know. But View has some really cool features. So for example, if you go in here, batch conversion rename is what I use. And then, not that, but here, advanced. You can do all kinds of stuff. Change the contrast, color, flip things. I use this, so I will resize it, but then I also can resize the canvas. So it will say, okay, if it's a weird aspect ratio, fill that area with white canvas color. And then it will do that. So that's pretty useful. Thanks ChatGPT for telling me about that tool. All right, so I need to upload these. So I have this airbrush folder, and this will take a little bit. I have about 200 images. I was going to make a LoRa, but wow, look at that go. Dang, okay. And I have some total bonkers stuff in here. Let's just take a quick look. It's just weird. Super strange. Lots of like retro computing. It's all airbrush
You know what I just
based.
randomly thought of,
What?
just because I'm super nerdy? I
What?
love competitive shows and human versus AI and prompting. Like who writes the better prompt? AI, man versus machine.
Oh, totally. Totally. Would love to see that.
Like once they get so good at doing it, you're gonna be like, all right, I wanna see if I can test my wits,
So
my
this is,
linguistic skills. Okay.
yes. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of wacky stuff. Okay, Aldo's here. Cool. So this is just some totally weird stuff that we're going to train on. I'm going to take a quick detour. We're going to talk about loading models for a second. So um, here I just have some of like basic models. If I wanted to, what was it you wanted? You wanted to download off Civitai, right? Civitai. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to download off Civitai, let's go here. Ba ba da ba ba. And then you enter the what do they say about Port Isley? A hive of villainy, and yes, you enter this place here, Civitai, the hive of scum and villainy. And if you wanted to, let's say, download Rev Animated. Hi, Aldo. We're doing this for you. You can show, okay, I uploaded a custom model to my folder. Does it automatically show up or do I spin a new server? Okay, we're going to get there. Okay, so when you're on this page, you want to right click, copy link address. Now you go back and you go to this folder. You navigate to this folder, models, models. Now this is a what model? 1.5. So it's going to go in the V1. If you have a 2.1 or 2, you put it here. So we go into V1 and you hit this little thing here, shell, toggle shell. You type area 2C. Now, I always mess this up. but I think this works. It's like dash, and what this does is it opens 8 multiple connections to download it 8 times as fast. So definitely you can do it without this dash X8. You don't need it, but uh, it'll download that much faster. So now we
Wasn't
just,
it? I have. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Revolve. But just I have it in my thing as 16.
well, you can do
Is that
16
different?
connections as well, but some people
Okay.
have found like uh, 8 is better. Okay, so
Okay.
Aldo, 1 second, 1 second. So we're going to do this. So you can see it downloading, right? I hit enter, I put in the URL, boom. So this is it downloading. Now it does these redirections because Civitai has some bonky, wonky things. Boom, download completed. That was 2 gigs downloaded in seconds. Okay, so the same thing with LoRa, except you're going to put them in a different folder. So you navigate out to your root directory and you go to the Auto 1111 folder and then LoRa. Okay? And then you do the same thing here. And then when you go back, what you have to do, okay, so this is the important. So Mitan, you were asking this, does it show up? Yes. So we have it here. Now you notice I flip it down, it's not there. So you need to hit the refresh button. It'll take a second, but now we should see it here. Rev animated. Boom. There's a similar process with LoRa. So we go in, you hit this show extra networks button, you go to LoRa, and then it would be in here, and you have to hit refresh here as well. So LoRa is very similar, just different folder, different way to access it. Cool. Oh man, we got a goblin in here. I love the like NFT. You see that the Web3 folks in here with their NFT things. You're like, oh, I remember that project. Goblin Town.
There's a bit of crossover.
Yeah, there is. Oh,
Revolve, can I ask you a question?
hold on. It was
Since we're just yeah, go ahead.
just want to answer one thing for Aldo. It's this folder
Hmm.
here, Auto 1111. You go in Auto 1111, and then this lowercase LoRa. This has nothing in it. Not needed. Just LoRa. Okay, your question.
It was more of a comment, I guess, since you're doing this, it just triggered a memory. So I remember doing this originally to get Dreamlike Diffusion on creator on my server thing.
Hmm.
And when I copied the link and I followed the steps, the model came in with like a string name, so not the actual name Dreamlike Diffusion. And it didn't actually appear until I changed the name in
Yeah,
the folder.
yeah.
Here
Sometimes
here it was automatic, but just noting that.
that's a good point because sometimes that'll happen. It's just like a website will change, or their like their redirect protocol will change, or something will happen, and it might not come in the right name. So you just need to make sure that you're watching out for that and that you rename it as you need. It doesn't need to be exact. You just have to get this like last part the same as it is in the folder. What is LoRa? Okay, so LoRa is a low rank sorting algorithm. No, it's here. First of all, we have some great docs here at learn.rundiffusion. Um, and if you go to learn.rundiffusion.com, you'll see a whole bunch of docs, right? So there's a great comparison here that looks at all the different techniques and shows the like exact how this works. Here, let me show the nerdy image. So this is like, you know, science and stuff, but this is how it works. Um, but these are just like,
Interestingly,
yeah, go ahead.
this is how humans actually work too. If you were to diagram how your brain really works, it'd be similar to
Oh,
these
that hurts my
diagrams.
brain. How do you save your prompts? Okay, so easy question. I use this. I go into ping info. Now this won't save if you have control nets on. It won't save it, unfortunately. But um, you can take an old AI one. So I'm going to go into my generated images here on my hard drive that I've saved from doing art. Like, well, maybe I'll take a real old one. Just see what happens. So you can go way back. I was looking at these crazy islands Here, boom, everything pops right up. Black and white, black on ink, an impressive fantasy landscape. This is like my early stuff, so it's kind of funny. Look back at it, be like,
It's so
whoa.
powerful.
Yeah, it's just,
This is so incredibly powerful. This is like one of the part of the AI that's just like insane right now.
yep, floating island. I remember having so much problems getting a floating island. I was like, ugh. So does that work for images that refuse to share prompts? Although, so this is stored in the metadata in the image, the EXIF data. And so if they want to, they can wipe it. And you see some of that on Civitai. Like they'll post it, but it won't have any prompts. And people are like, share your prompts. But they deliberately wiped it out. And you know, some people just want to keep it secret, their special secret sauce, and want to do that with prompts. Honestly, there's so much stuff out there and so much stuff that like no one's even found yet that you can just like don't sweat it. If there's a great image, you can also do other things. You can take the image and you can load it into interrogation um, with these and find out what the prompt is. You know, there's all kinds of different ways, and that's just going to get better and better as time goes on. All right, I'm going to get back to training this because I'm actually kind of excited to do this. So the first thing we need to do is retro airbrush. I'm just going to leave that blank. Now, this is important. Number of vectors per token. You can leave it at 1, but just keep in mind that when you're doing text to image, you have a certain amount of vectors, which appears here in the top corner. And you can only get up to 75 vectors. And each thing you stack on top of it, LoRa's, models, different things, yes, it is being recorded. Each vector will, each model, each textual embedding slash, textual inversion slash embedding, whatever, all these different things that you're using in your text to image generation will use tokens. And you can run out of tokens. If you run out of tokens, it's not a big deal. It just means it'll get cropped out. So this is why sometimes stuff doesn't load. In textual inversions, you don't want to use a ton. Sorry, let me go back here. Because if I made one and put in 75 vector, there's no room for my prompt. So you can make these bigger and maybe have it, do more for you. I don't know. We're going to try 10, see what happens. Again, this is all experimental. A lot of the stuff we just figured it out as we go. Okay, so our embedding is done. We need to pre-process our images, which are in Airbrush. We need to make a processed file. Let's call it avproc. So we're going to call to mount/private. This is our root directory. So essentially, if I'm here, close this. If I'm here, this is /mount/private. This is your private storage. So going back, /mount/private, and we want to put airbrush as our source directory. Our destination directory is going to be the same, but avproc. Now, I have 768, so we're going to do 768. And there's no existing text. We're going to use blip. We don't even have to do this, honestly. We could just train it. Honestly, that sounds kind of fun. I don't know. I don't even want to pre-process them. So, train and embedding. So we've created our airbrush style here. Retro airbrush. Retro airbrush. There it is. Okay. Now the learning rate, this is higher than I'm used to, right? Okay, so it's an embedding. I think it has a slightly different way of doing the learning. Honestly, a lot of these I'm not sure about, so I haven't done too much embedding training. We're going to figure it out as we go. I'm going to keep the batch size at 1, and the reason why I could do it faster. I'm on a large box right now. I could do it faster with, putting in 10 images here. But the thing is, it calculates, this is where it gets a little weird. It calculates the gradients across the batch, which means if you put in 5 image batch size, it will load up 5 images at once, take like the gradients from all across those 5, essentially combining them into a single image and then training on that. So what that means is you may lose the individual essence of that image into the batch. Very weird, but you can keep it at 1, especially for low image sizes. This is great. If you're training on a batch of like 20,000 images, by all means, raise that batch size because you've got so many images, it's going to have to like chug through them all, and you don't need to get each one specifically. So, mount/private, right? And then we have airbrush. I don't have a prompt template. 768. 768. We don't need to resize images. Max steps 100,000, sure. So now this is really important. You want to save a lot of images. I have 210 images. So you want to save a lot of previews. So this means each step is an image. So this means it's going to go through about 2.25 times before making an image. So I'm going to lower this, and I'm going to make it so every time it goes through my batch of images, it makes an image. However, I'm going to save this embedding. I'll try 500. We've got a lot of steps here, so we're going to see what happens. We don't need to shuffle tags. I don't have any tags. The one thing I feel like I'm missing here, can I train a 512 size with 2.1? Yeah, but you wouldn't really want to. I'm training on 1.5 with a 768. That you might want to do because you want that higher resolution. That's okay. Train one. If you're going to train 512, do it on 1.5 because you'll get better response out of the model. 2.1, the text encoder in it is a little rigid, and people find it's not as responsive to prompting. So I would just recommend that you, if you have 512, train 1.5, and then 768, you can decide if you want to train with 1.5 or 2.1. Okay, am I missing something here? Where's the word? I guess it's just retro airbrush. Okay, yeah, it's just going to be retro airbrush. Okay, well, let's train it and see what happens. And then we can do some other stuff while we're hanging out.
It was really impressive. I have no idea what you're doing. It's awesome to feel like I have no idea what you're doing.
I love embeddings. They are so much fun. Like, oh man.
I love I love how there are pro college level courses on AI happening on a random Saturday in Discord.
Totally. Totally. All right, Aldo, with the tough questions here. What is VAE? Variational autoencoder, of course. Sheesh. Doesn't everybody? No, no one knows that.
Very abstract edited.
Yeah. Variable, anonymous, expressive. No, okay, so VAE, it's sort of like, think of it as a small filter or tweak to the overall model. And so VAEs are particularly good for improving faces, small color adjustments, and they're included in models generally. They're like baked into the model. And so if you train a VAE slightly differently, you could apply it to a model and like maybe it'll improve the model slightly. VAEs are tricky. And if you want to use them, the way that you use them is you load them into your models folder, just like it was a model, and you name it the same as the model you want to use it with. So if I had a VAE I wanted to use with Manga Wave, I would MongoWave v1, except instead of .ckpt, I would type .vae.pt, and then that will use that VAE with that model. I will say that if you mess up a VAE in your box, it could brick your box, and they're loaded very strangely in Auto 11. So I try not to mess with them. I try to just use models that have VAEs already baked into them, just because it's easier. This is working, right? What's going on here? I don't know. I don't know, Metan. It's just saying waiting. This is weird. I don't think we missed anything. We'll find out. I haven't done one in a while, so if it's broken, this is good to check. In the meantime, we can like spin up another one. I might want to do a
I had
LoRa
to load up on
instead.
credits today too.
Oh yeah, I got the fresh credits. Yes, I'll show you the logs. 1 second. Let's load up another server here. Bum, bum, bum. So I'll show you where the logs are and go through with that. This doesn't look like it's doing much, does it? Hmm. I wonder if it does need the text. 1:1 ratio images, we've got that. Not quite sure. We'll find out. I figure I'll like try out some cool LoRa's and stuff, and we can mess around with a few things, some textual embeddings, make some art. We also can try this model out. Gee, got a lot of gray blocked out things. I wonder why. Hey, there is a guy. All right, he looks kind of stoned, huh? Got them red eyes. Oh, this must be a merge, huh? I can recognize this face. This is a very protogen face. Oh yeah, so Metan, up here in this button, there's 3 little dots, and that shows you all your running sessions. And if you want to start another one, see I've got the large here going, now I have a small. You can just hit launch another session, and now you can multi-box. So I'm going to move this file browser over so I know which one goes where. And now I can go in here, SD user, and I can go to logs. Whoop. Now when you multi-box, the logs get kind of messed up, not going to lie. Looks like we had... Oh no, this is actually not an error. That's an error from boot, which is actually fine. But yeah, we haven't like got the logs separate for each individual session, so I should have actually checked before, because now it just got deleted. We may... I don't think this is working personally. I'm going to cancel it. Unfortunately. But yeah, the logs use the same file, so when you're multi-boxing, you have to be careful with the logs. But that's where you check them out. You go here, logs, and open this file. Yeah, so if we test this bad boy right here, There's our frog. And we can look in the log and boom, there it is, frog. Oh, it looks like it was training, maybe. No? Hmm. I wonder. Oh, I didn't have initialization text on this. Yeah, restarting the UI will wipe out a bunch of stuff, so you don't want to do that um, because all your settings will disappear. Yeah. Um, we have an issue with Dreambooth where sometimes it'll lose the connection. So I'm going to quit that. I'm going to try maybe a medium box. The large boxes use different settings. They have like different graphics cards. So sometimes there's variations between when you're going from medium to large. I mean, they all have different graphics cards, but the larges have like an actual different like driver architecture underneath the hood. Not that you needed to know that, but there's a reason why they're faster. I feel like we should have some like music or something, you know? Like I'm pumping some music here. Some office hours music, maybe a little muzak. Get some like vaporwave going.
I'm down for that. I'm sitting here stuffing my face, so
Oh
I'm no
yeah, yeah.
problem.
All good, all good. Okay, well we've got our box up here. Let's try our rev animated. And I'll show some examples of using textual inversion because it's pretty fun. Hey Wom, feel free to ask any questions or anything. Welcome. You know, you always have good questions, Wom. So happy to help with anything that you're working on. Just let us know. All right, Rev Animated's loaded. So let's make a prompt here. So the kind of way you want to do this is subject any additional information that should be in the image and then descriptors. So like if we have one woman, this is a deep Baru based model, I'm guessing. It might not be actually. I don't know. Anyways, we can try. Um, Here, let's try one of their prompts. This one looks cool. All right. Let's copy this. Geez. So here, notice 234 out of 300. We're right at the edge of the tokens. And actually, they probably went over when you grab the negative prompt. Maybe not. But let's try a batch of 5. Let's see what we get. This kind of looks like the original. Not bad, not bad. This is pretty cool. Yeah. I'm going to take out a lot of this stuff. Don't want Greg in there. All right, so portrait of a monk meditating. Let's try that. Very similar. You know, it's like, whoa, okay. Got a very androgynous monk. Oh, I guess we didn't specify that the monk was a man. You know, it's like people throw all these things in there to prompt, but then like you could take out half of it and get the same image. And that's because they're going over that token limit. So we can delete probably a lot of this stuff, right? Try a few more. It's just like the same. So it's funny when you see people
Yeah, I
over
was gonna say
prompting.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it really doesn't change anything at all.
Yep.
Um, but like last night when you were doing the like you changed the sunset in the background, the futuristic city, and it was kind of taking that over the original, the character prompt.
Yeah, it can make a big difference. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try flower style. So I'm opened up the extra networks here. I pop in flower style. And Fred, I will get to your question in just a second here. Oops, I accidentally pressed it twice and it disappeared. There we go. Oh, I was in the negative. I see, I see. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do flower style. And I'm going to pop it like after the first one, comma. Let's generate a few there and see what the flower style does. Now, if it's over the token limit, it might not do much. Just got a gender swap here from flower style because I think flower style is trained more on women than men. Anime. But monk, it doesn't know if a monk is a man or a woman. It has no clue. It's an AI. So, if I wanted to specify man, I have to do something like that. And we're going to do 0.8. So we're going to weight this a little bit, which will reduce the amount that it is popping through. And I'm going to take out a lot of this stuff. Like again, they're way over the token limit. I don't want realistic, photorealistic, 8K, blah, blah, blah. They've put 8K here and here twice. So this is like, good Lord. Okay, what a prompt. All right, some Deforum questions coming through here.
How exciting! I
We
love it.
we love Deforum questions. Before I answer that, let me show you something Level Bevel and I were working on the other night for funsies. I think I had it in here. Yeah. Um, yeah. So we made this like anime manga kind of raincoat awesomeness.
Wait, are you sharing it?
Yeah.
We're,
Can you see it?
we're not seeing. I'm not seeing it now.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Voila.
It's just sharing my Chrome.
I literally, I really want to find this coat.
I know,
Right
right?
from the
I
Chrome
love I
app,
love the
like
fashion
today.
stuff. Yeah,
I was literally online. I was like, I need to shop for some like thrifty, recycled stuff that looks like this. It's such a
totally.
vibe.
It's definitely a vibe. I love it.
Look at that hand. I mean, that hand is just
And then boom, it's the person.
wildness.
And then the
Yeah.
person gets closer. Like what? And then I love the headphones that turn into glasses. Whoop.
Oh, did you? This is the one you ran for a while, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, I'll run
Yeah,
it again.
I love the kind of like very steady scroll.
Hmm.
That's a in the x-axis, right? Because you basically let it run past point oh 0.01 and it just kept running point oh 0.01 for the next 1,000 frames or something, right? Wow, this looks phenomenal. And, yeah, that's amazing.
All right, so with this, Fred, we didn't use any init images. So this is just generated from it. Now, the thing to remember with init images is um, depending on where you got the image, like let's say you don't take an image that you've generated with Stable Diffusion and the model that you are currently doing the deforum with, it might not even be able to do that, right? So you're going to get this jarring start if you have the init image as 100%. It's not able to take that init image and make the art with it because the model, the everything won't necessarily be able to do that.
Can I interject for a moment? I'm
Absolutely.
wondering that what if you took frame one of this animation
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kept the same settings on the model and ran a one on the init image? Because I know what you're saying. It wouldn't. Yeah, it might not make exactly this type of animation, but it maybe because I've had a lot of different tests with that. Sometimes like you'll run an image and you're like, oh, this didn't really work. It looks like the init, and then it looks like crap. But sometimes if it's the same model and the same prompt, you can get it to do things with an init image.
Hmm.
So yeah, guided images a lot less so, but even that, if you push up the CFG and the noise, you can kind of get it to match. But
Yeah,
the
so
the kind of balance between creativity and matching is really
yeah,
interesting.
so that's touches on something else Fred is talking about because you're kind of talking about two different things, Fred. You're talking about init images, and then you're talking about changing the stellar color and the style. So,
Um,
hold on, I just want to answer something that we were
yeah.
talking about with CFG last night, right?
Mm,
So, like in this example, I didn't specify the hair of the character here, and you can see that the hair color is changing, right? It's like blue, and then it's purple and pink and brown and starts black, right? So it because it's not specified, it sort of drifts, and that depends on the model. It depends on a whole bunch of things. But if you want to try to lock it in, you can, and you would like put that in your prompt. So you would have like frame 100 woman with purple hair, frame 400 woman with pink hair, and you would try to like maybe spike the CFG or do something more strength, something to try to make it pop through or lower strength, sorry, something to make it pop through a little faster. Because when you prompt something, that doesn't mean it appears right away in Deforum. If you have it on a keyframe, what that means is it will start trying to create that from that point. Just like when you say zoom 1.5, it accelerates. It doesn't instantly go high speed, it accelerates to that speed from where you are. So just remember that that's like you're influencing with the prompt. You're not forcing it immediately into that shape. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to get that rant out. Um,
no, no, that was beautifully put. I think I was just going to add to that the coherence tab, right? So in coherence, it automatically defaults like for all the deforms excuse me, for all the deform stuff, it defaults to lab or RGB or HSV, which is really like I think it's trying to match the frames in sequence. But if you really want to allow it to have a lot more variance, sometimes you turn off color coherence, and then maybe it would adhere to the prompt a little bit more, or you can turn on video coherence for hybrid and have it cohere to a video color palette. So I was just going to say you could use that either in tandem with what you said and just test it, because I've had the ability to like say things in prompts, but then also turn off color coherence and have it go completely off the rails in terms of the color matching each frame. So you might get some wild results, but you also take the training wheels off, so to speak.
well, safe to say you'll always get wild results with the forum. That's why I love using it, right? Um, okay, so we're getting very slight results here. See these like little flowers? Like I'm barely seeing the influence of this in here. And I think the reason is that there's a lot of extra stuff. 1.5 doesn't even do negatives that great. Like people put negatives in there because they think they work. It mostly works in 2.1. You get some effect out of it in 1.5, but it's really not that great. Um, Again, look at all this stuff in here. Extremely high scene detail, shading, anti-aliasing, error detail smoothing, raw photo, surreal photo, Unreal Engine. There's just like so much crap. And people are just jamming all this stuff in their prompt, hoping it'll do something. Like intricate is one of those words that like it's a punch. Like it hits when you do intricate. Like it can do a lot of stuff with it. But if you have all this other crud and he's put Unreal Engine in here like 3 times. Like I don't know what this prompter is doing, right? It's ridiculous. Um, so,
Um,
oh, look at this anti-aliasing again. Like, what is this going on in this prompt?
I love your rant. Here,
Yeah.
I'll just play not devil's advocate, but just thinking about it. It's like we tend to when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get on Civitai and like download exact prompts or Midjourney copy prompts. So people get into this habit of copying prompts in a way without really testing them out. Not everybody, but a lot of people do, especially with negative, like big paragraphs of prompts with all the paragraphs and the weighting and all that stuff. So what I typically do with software is I kind of reduce it to nothing, and then you start adding one thing at a time. And that process seems really obvious, but it's actually not shared very often on tutorials. People don't tell people to reduce to nothing and start because it's actually just a very tedious process. But if you really want to understand what like intricate does, for example, I just picked that out because you mentioned it.
Hmm.
But intricate actually looks at, especially in Midjourney, it kind of starts to do intricate inlay patterns. So intricacy is not necessarily what people really think it is. So you kind of have to learn like prompting kind of just came so far so fast that people are like, it's good now. I just need to find these combinations of words. But I still think we're really in an infancy in terms of like figuring out what each word does. You know, like even yesterday with the stuff we were looking at was so interesting. Every single word could change absolutely everything, but what is it really doing?
Hmm.
So is golden hour actually adding a sunset? How does it interpret golden
Oh
hour
my God.
or intricate? So I feel like I'm just, again, not to even say anything against what you're saying, like what you're saying is totally true. There's such a bunch of junk in here, but also super interesting to get back, like take these prompts, bring them to like 1 or 2 prompts and see what each little word does and in what
Hmm.
order.
Look at
So
these
just thought
these
I'd share that.
results. These are hilarious. Like I love this. Like okay, so we put the flower style in before one man, right? So it's doing flower style first. And I love this. This is like intricate. You know, you've got this like weird portal woods thing, good reflections. This is hilarious. I love the size difference here. We've got like giant priestess in the woods, which is amazing, like so funny. Um, so this is because we've put flower style first. Now, if we
That's really great. But
oh, it's so funny. I love that. Okay, so portrait of male monk wearing a white robe in a temple. The temple is in the forest, flower style. We're going to put it right there. I liked wide color coverage. I've never seen that one before, but we'll give this a go. It kind of feels like they were like trying to like cover up for now we're getting the male monk and some flowers. Not every seed you'll notice, right? Not every seed is popping it, but now we're getting a man, which is, you know, what we were trying to prompt, and we're getting flowers, which is great. All right, I love this. This guy's like clearly some kind of druid. You know, we're getting the intricate. Now intricate's showing up because we cleared out all the other crap. Like this little detail,
exactly, that's intricate.
this
Yeah,
is intricate.
that and the lacing
Yeah,
is that's exactly what intricate
the
is. Yeah.
belt, right? So intricate is popping up now. Before it wasn't, because he had like Unreal in there like 6 times. So it's going to just focus on that. And also, you have to be very careful with artist prompting because the artist prompting will just overwrite everything. You know, you'll work carefully to get all this like beautiful stuff in the prompt, and then you'll put Greg Rutowski after it, and it's just like eliminates all the work that you just did. It just makes it a Greg style
I
thing.
can't wait till I can't wait till Greg gets really well paid for all the references in this like AI,
I
like
know.
the
I hope
rise to
so.
AI. He's just been referenced so many times.
I hope so.
Um,
Um,
what happens
oh,
is
hold
like
on.
if you punch up this. the
Yeah.
steps here.
Oh yeah, let's do that too. So I wanted to try flower style 1.4. So now we're gonna really weight this. So, okay, we are getting a woman instead of the male monk, but this is like, oh my gosh, like what is going on here? It looks slightly undertrained.
It looks cooked a little bit.
Yeah,
It
this
looks
is
deep
this is
fried
from
a
the
little bit.
extra weighting, right? So we're like, okay, that's too much. So let's just do flower style 1, and I love the idea of raising the steps because I really think that's what's going on here. Right? If you only do 20 steps, then it's only going to generate so much, and that extra detail from intricate might not pop, or the flowers might not pop.
Or
So
the faces don't get rendered super well.
right, right, right. So let's do 35 here. See what we get. And I don't know what happened with this guy. I really want to make a model with this stuff though. Oh, weird. I don't know why that showed up. Retro airbrush. Oh no, wait. I created that earlier, but I didn't train it yet. Okay, so we don't want to use that. We want to create one. Retro. We'll just call it retro airbrush. All right. So let's see what we got. It's about the same, you know.
It's a bit
Whoa.
one punch man-y, right? It's a bit
A
one
bit,
punch man.
yeah, totally. Totally. Um, all right, so this is interesting. Let's try to like up this a little bit.
Oh
10.5.
wait, do you have restore faces here or
Yep,
on?
we have it. We can try that out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay.
Yep, so Wom saying I found the first and last phrases game priority and the mid stuff is noise and less weighted. Yep. You're welcome, Aldo. Enjoy the new models. Try things out. Let us know. Um, oh, actually, Pixel Pirate sent me that thing yesterday. I'm going to pop it open so we can use some of these words. Whoa, they totally changed it. All right, so they have all kinds of stuff in here. I don't even know what they did now. But this is the look at all this these chat GPT, these all kinds of stuff. So, very cool. We can mess around with that for prompting later.
Love it.
Okay, so I have oh shit. Retro airbrush V I don't know. A. Sorry, gotta create another model here. Source checkpoint needs to be 1.5 also. So I'm just going to go into my model. Oh, make sure I've got the right one open. Ba ba ba. SD user password. And go into here. I believe Dreambooth models. Retro airbrush V1. Delete. Okay. Better. All right. Now it's going. Restore faces. Let's try that. So there's a setting in here in restore faces, face restoration. You can choose, how much of an effect it has. Let's try that for funsies. I like to change one variable at a time if I can. It's a little easier. Then you know what's changing. Fred, this is something that one of our community members made, Pixel Pirate, and it's for prompting. So they've linked it in the Creators Club, I believe. If not, they will when it's ready. But they want to share it. I mean, this looks pretty cool. I don't think they're done yet, right? Like I think they want to change this kind of stuff and make it, something that you can use. Okay. Checkpoint successfully extracted. But you see the problem here is it's frozen. Kind of ridiculous. So a way around this is to go into extensions and apply and restart UI and then do the bad gateway. But let's take a look at this first. Oh my god, the baby hand!
Oh my god, that's so weird. But I was actually kind of obsessed with this outfit, this thing right there, that last one.
Oh,
But
this
the
one?
third one is so this is so cool. This whole pink
Yeah,
lacy top thing's dope.
yeah, that is
Super
dope.
dope.
Totally, totally. Also, they're
Super
like sitting on a
fashionable
mirror.
fashionable monk.
He's like,
Yeah, super fashionable floating monk.
totally. I love it.
Um,
Okay, so flower style, it's not coming through super. And that might be the model. I have a feeling it's the model. It's kind of overpowering it a bit. So, um, my favorite is marbling art. We're going to do that and just see what we get. Oh man, good hand.
oh gosh.
Good hand. Yeah, it does have that architect and Prometheus kind of feel for sure. All right, what's going on here? And just hit refresh.
Yeah, totally. Some high style kind of like progenitor
Mm-hmm.
progenitor fashion, you know, a mix
Definitely.
here for sure.
Okay, so Dreambooth, I want to select retro airbrush. All right, so here it is, right? So now I can use it. So we're gonna do LoRa. Um, Now I know I don't need to make like a crazy LoRa in order for this to work. Save model frequency, I want to reduce to every 5 epochs, and save previews every epoch. Batch size 1. LoRa rate we're going to keep there. Max resolution I need to change to 768. Sanity sample prompt I'm going to do photo of a woman using a computer. Blurry. Sample seed. Now I do have a VAE here, so I'm going to use it. Mount slash private slash VAE. No concept list. Advanced, I'm just going to leave as is. I don't want to use any of those. I guess I could FP16 and Xformers to make it go faster. And I don't want to clip. Okay. Concepts slash mount slash private slash airbrush. Oh, I do need to get this pre-processed now. Mount slash private slash airbrush slash what was it? A B proc. Double check that. Airbrush. A B proc. Yep. 768. 768. Use blip. Pre-process. Okay, so that'll go for a second here. Oh, this is interesting. So this is marbling art. And you can see it's definitely changed things to a large degree. We have a much more interesting kind of outlining going on. Um, there's not actually
That
much
third
marbling, but the trees are definitely more twisted.
that third shot,
Yeah.
beside it looking like the perfect circle cover, it has subsurface scattering on the skin, interestingly. Like the orange
Oh,
glow
yeah.
under the and the neck. And
Yeah.
even the fourth one, that's like, you know, that holy grail of subsurface in 3D.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is odd.
I was actually interesting. I was trying a bunch of like very simplistic prompts to generate, basic sphere in a white room with studio lighting. So what did you have in here? I want to try that
Marbling art.
marbling art. Huh?
My favorite textual inversion. It's just so good.
Interesting.
1.2.
Okay.
Let's pop it up.
Yeah, I guess marble does have a subsurface to it to some degree, like a random walk or something like that.
Let's see. So I popped it up to 1.2 now. We're doing 768 images. We're going to get a whole bunch of stuff here now. Let's see. This
Definitely looked like he was about to flip two birds.
He's sitting in front of the Stargate there. I love the like wateriness.
He's like, "Fuck y'all, I'm off this planet. I'm getting out of here."
But we're getting like very different results now, right? Like this is wild. And part of it is because I bopped it up to 768. But I love these like he's got this like chest mandalas now.
That's super cool. There we go.
Whoa.
That's a little
Yeah, we got like Hindu.
some temple action.
Yeah, temple head. The forests are really interesting. I think that must be like picking up on the marble texture and making the forest out
Hmm.
of that marble texture. Let's see what we got. Yeah, way better quality face
That's
on
awesome.
768. Okay, don't look at the feet, but um, cool.
That's a cool outfit.
Yeah. Ty, right, Ty.
Hi,
Thank
hi.
you,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you, Juan.
Totally. Look at that. He's got an orange beard for
Hmm.
some reason because of the subsurface scattering lighting thing. Very interesting. I love the
Yeah,
like.
definitely. That's what's coming through. Look at the top. It looks like one of those SSS. Yeah,
This,
tests.
I like the like 3D embossed tattoos he's got.
Hmm.
Very cool.
I mean, we're really just like several months away from the first AI fashion show, right? Driven
Oh, there's
entirely
there's
by
been
like.
some. Okay, we got assertion error. Mitan, is that from training textual inversion? I don't use prompt template files at all. Is that the first one that you started with? So I wonder why that popped up. This could be something new. Okay, pre-processed finished. I guess we'll try it again here. Retro airbrush. Dataset directory. Oh, it is custom model selected. I don't know. Maybe that might be it. I don't know. I kind of want to make this LoRa though, actually. So sorry, I'm not gonna do the textual inversion. I will keep testing it, but for now, I want to try this LoRa out. Um, see if we can get this going. Okay, so this is airbrush style. So what I want to do is we're gonna do A B retro, and the prompt is A B retro style. Instance token is AB retro. Sorry, this is right. So class token is a style. Oh my god, it's been a while. Um, Instance prompt is AB retro style. Class prompt is AB retro style. This is like a very vague area, right? But the basic idea is you have a token, which is going to like put your style into prevalence, and then you have the class is like how it's generating images to compare to it. So you don't need to necessarily use this here, but in this case we are just going to do this, even though I'm not making any class images. Um, a prompt describing the subject. It is going to be AB retro style. The class prompt, however, would not do this, right? Because it's going to be generating like airbrush style. That's how I would generate class images. Um, and I would put blurry and JPEG artifacts in here. Okay, so sample prompt. So we're going to try some samples in here. We did a woman using the computer, but here we want to use our token, AB retro style. So we'll do woman doing aerobics, AB retro style, geometric shapes. And this will be blurry, nude, NSFW. Okay. Um, I will try one class image, I guess, and we'll do 3 samples. And I will need a directory for this. Airbrush, new folder, class. I do want to figure out the embedding training. I mean, I love embedding, so if it's not working, that's annoying. Okay, so saving. This is very important. Retro airbrush V1. Um, you do not need these checkpoints unless you want to also have a checkpoint, which I do. But it's gonna like fill up my hard drive. So what I'm gonna do here is just try to well, do I want to lower this? I don't think it's gonna take 100 epochs to train this. I think I'm gonna do 60. Okay, I'll generate a CKPT. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Encoder rank 128, and this I'm just going to raise to like 20. Now this is where you want all of this. You want LoRa waits when training completes. This is very important. Extra networks needs to be checked. When canceled, I want checked, and when saving, I want checked. So I want like pretty much every LoRa setting for what I'm doing. Generate and testing you don't need to do, but if you want, this will generate the class images. So you can manually do that if you need to, or sample images. What we're going to do is we're just going to hit train. Oh, let's save the settings. Okay, and hit train. Let's go. I don't know why it's generating 436 images when I have 200 and whatever, but this is how it is, I guess.
I see why you like it so much. You've invested so much time into understanding it. Like I straight up haven't even tried a single one of these things that you're doing. So
It's
it's so cool,
it is when you
so
start
powerful.
using it and trying it and then you like have a completed model, it's incredible because just think about this level. It's like you're creating a miniature world and you
Oh, I know.
yeah,
Whoa.
right. You know,
Yeah.
and then you have the prompts to explore that world. So you create the miniature world and then you use prompts and you're exploring it and you're finding out what it can do and what it can't. What are the weird little surprises? What are the things you like? What are the things you don't like? And you just like have this space that you can explore. And then you can merge it with other models. You can like there's just so much crazy stuff you can do. And it's incredible. And it's so funny. It teaches you so much about using stable diffusion because you'll like find something amazing and you're like, holy crap, like this is incredible image that I'm getting. And then you'll realize, like, wait, this is just something that I can do in like vanilla stable diffusion. Like, I can just go and do this now and it will like appear similar. So, like, it just helps you understand it that much better when you start training. But training is arduous. Like, there's a reason it's training. It's like very, very tough. Um, Oh yeah, Wom. Let's use your different prompts. Where did you put that? Oh yeah, Shinto, Thai, or Shaolin. Um, Shinto. Oh yeah, look at that. This one even had hair for a minute.
Well, I guess you could also type in Tibetan.
Yep, yep. There's all kinds of things. Oh my God, these are not airbrush
the
style.
dark side, the dark side of AI.
Yeah, when you look through
Traditional
these
side
training
of AI.
images, it's like exposing yourself to like the hideous mutant nature of what we do here. Oh, this is gonna take forever. 436. Oh my God. Who is she? So funny. This is like on the back of this guy's bald head. They airbrushed a like face. Love it. Yeah, just put a giant eye on my head. Yes, the Eldritch Horrors have been summoned. Honestly, I don't even want to do. These just look terrible. I'm gonna cancel. I'm not gonna do any class images. Looks like I have a setting to flip things too. No? Anyways, hopefully
I
this
guess what I'll say is
cancels.
like this is a great example for you know, playing against the argument that AI will replace people's jobs. Like this stuff is so complicated, and you really need to think so multidimensionally that it'll generate these jobs that are amazing. And yeah, it will replace old, silly, tedious jobs like rotoscoping and
Mm-hmm.
doing your taxes. And meanwhile, you have to learn these extremely high level functions. So definitely a good example of that.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna put it before the temple is in the forest, so we get like a marbly monk. And let's make this a Shinto Rosicrucian monk. It's gonna be like a blend. Let's see what happens. Monk blend. Yeah, finding the point of convergence in a model is the ultimate goal. All right. So I canceled this. Now I think it's frozen, but we can check the logs. 21%. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait. Canceling is always super risky when you're doing Dreambooth. Looks like we're getting cathedrals now from the Rosicrucians. Super
Good spot.
interesting.
Yeah, it's true. These look great though. The
Yeah,
color is amazing.
yeah, yeah.
It's very chiaroscuro.
I think the orange is really interesting because it's clearly the
Mm.
model, right? Like maybe the monks that they trained on were around orange or something, you know? But let's try messing with it a bit. Um, Definitely 80s anime AI, right?
I love that there's an Alberto Mielgo with a
Yes.
little Laura in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's some. Let's get some Ibaro in here.
Totally.
Drippy monk with pains and coins falling off his face.
Well, right away we're getting some weird stuff here. They've gone totally
Monk
pale.
with drip.
Wonder if you change it. I mean, Rosicrucians are North American, I think. Yeah, we could do like some Orthodox monk throw in there. Okay, this is definitely frozen. So I'm going to Dreambooth, save settings. Okay, so config saved, and apply and restart UI again. Whoa. I'm not seeing any AI besides that guy going like totally pale. So let's take 80s anime AI and
A
pop
quick
it.
thought. You want to add looking at camera or looking up and see if it respects that,
Yeah, yeah, totally. Um,
or looking left, looking right, or just basically a head gesture and see if it actually tries to do that.
let's just do a whole bunch. Looking left. So we're doing like prompt melds, so we should be looking up and to the left, but let's see. Okay, refresh. Welcome. And again, if anyone has questions, pop them up here. Oh, did I break it? I think I broke it. That's okay. The way that we've now done this, like you can just shut down your setting and pop it up again. You don't need to worry about it because you can just load the model again. Before it was quite a pain if you shut it down. Oh yeah, here we go.
There we go.
80s
That's
anime AI
obvious.
comes through. Oh, love it.
This is the Rev animated. Yeah, nice.
Rev animated with 80s anime AI textual inversion.
I have
Dude.
the power.
Yeah, totally.
It's Castle Grayskull on mushrooms. It's not really Castle Grayskull, but
No, no.
that made me think of that.
So let's do 0.8 and pop this like a little bit. Yeah, that's from running out of space swam. If you get a bad gateway, it's generally one of two things, either a configuration thing or your hard drive space ran out. In this case, I knew it was a UI breaking thing because Dreambooth, it's just really struggles with Dreambooth sometimes. Dreambooth struggles with, sorry, the like UI and in Stable Diffusion. So we do have some plans to make things a little easier, like maybe a reboot button that won't reboot your server, but will reboot Stable Diffusion. That's one thing we're considering. It's just all this stuff like you have to get it working and it takes a while to test and all that. But well, let's see, Wom, because if I'm popping this up now, uh, and let's see if I can resume training. These are looking mental now. Oh yeah, dude, is that a
Got
Sri
completely
Yantra?
different.
What? What were you saying?
No, I said it got completely different results using that. It's amazing. Just like
Yeah, just putting it like a little bit further in, reducing it a
they're now
tad.
a lot. They seem a lot less human now, a little bit more statuesque. But
Hmm.
I don't know. It's also looking. It's a bit small here on my screen. So let's see when it
The
pops up.
faces are looking up now, not like head
Mm-hmm.
bowed.
Oh, you want to add open eyes? I
Yeah,
guess peaceful gaze or whatever. Oh, that actually looked like a statue, but no, it looks cool now. Rad.
love this.
Wow, that's
Neon.
super cool.
Neon, yeah. Cybermonk.
That's cool. I think
Cybermonk.
my favorite is probably number two,
Oh yeah, totally. That one's great.
the Mandala Halo.
Yes. Marbling art not really getting much love. We'll do one. And then, I don't know, we'll throw in another one for fun. I think, well, we could do Alberto Mielgo. Okay. I don't know what that's
I
going
guess
to
I
do.
mean he has more films or things than Hibaro, but his style is also always great.
Let's lower the config a little bit. Maybe raise the batch. We'll get a bigger amount. Hey, my server's up. Yay, it's not bad gateway. Okay. Oh, wait, whoops. We want add more open eyes and stuff. Oh,
Yeah, if you want, I'm
no,
curious
totally.
to see what it will do.
Yeah. Oh, nice. But then it's going to switch because of the steps. Oh, pretty good. That's cool.
It does. I love that it respects those gesture-based commands. It gives me hope for the other prompting method.
Okay, so Dreambooth, we load retro airbrush. Um, will that work? Retro airbrush. Okay. And load settings. Boom! It's all there. Concepts. Hey! Cool. All right, so I should just be able to hit train. Oh, wait. Just make sure I don't have any class images like that. Do not want any class images. Train. Monk is meditating, looking up, looking left. 80s AI, wearing white robe, marbling art, open eyes, peaceful gaze.
Judgmental gaze.
Oh wait, peaceful slash judge, peaceful blended
No,
with
no, it's not.
judgmental gaze.
It's gonna go to bad gateway if you do.
Probably. Well, look at his hands, so funny. Love that. I love how he's like literally ascending into the portal. This
I
one's
love these
wild.
hands. The hands are wild.
His
Sausage fingers.
His necklace looks like an '80s rapper with the giant clocks. You know what I'm talking about?
What's his name again? You had that show, right?
Run
The Love Show.
DMC.
Um, Somebody will remember.
So good. All right. Alberta Mielgo 2.4. Let's get a little wild here. See what happens. Caching latents. Let's go. Um, I need to hold on a second, so I gotta go flip my laundry. I will be right back.
That's hilarious, man. I'm driving the ship alone. Well, if you have any questions for me about Deforum, I'm happy to answer them since we're here. And dead air is never a good thing. So, so drop me a comment if you have any questions about Deforum or hybrid video. I'll try and answer them. Just Flavor Flav, exactly. Thank you, Flav. I probably just erased it from memory because that because all the old reality TV. But yeah, you got it, Juan. Nice work.
Hello.
Yo,
All
yo.
right. 5 hours is way too long. I'm canceling this. And we are going to batch it up. Yo, it is working though. This is why. Ah!
Wow, that's crazy. I see Fred asking about Parsec. So I've been really trying to learn it. There's a two-part series on YouTube by the developer. I'm forgetting his name right now, but or their name right now. And yeah, it's amazing though. It's absolutely incredible. What it can do is, give you these kind of like truncated strings instead of putting like these very long strings in the Z camera or whatever. You can get these kind of formula. If you want formulas much easier, there are things where you can beat match by uploading the MP3 file. It's super duper powerful, but like I haven't played with it enough to really teach it or show anything about it. But I really want to. I think it's like definitely um, the way to go. But again, like there's something to it with these programs with finding a workflow that works for you. And like I was saying, I'm really deep in this, but I haven't tried any training or Dreambooth at all, like almost zero. But I've tried hundreds and hundreds of things in Deforum and image to image and stuff like that. So it's kind of like what you really want to focus on. So Parsec, even for me, I think right now is like almost unnecessary because I can do already a million things, and I haven't learned everything in Deforum yet, not even close. But Parsec is actually like incredible when you really dig into it. So I would look up Parsec tutorial part 1 and 2 on YouTube and just watch that for a little bit, immerse yourself. It's a little bit like Houdini. You just have to sit with it for like a bunch of hours to let it to kind of let it to let yourself not be intimidated by the interface. It's a little bit like getting into Auto 1111 for the first time. You're like, what do I click on? What do I do? And you have to sit there. So
Yeah.
Parsec itself is almost like a whole version of itself by itself. Anyway, yeah, one amazing feature that I saw is that it syncs up to Deforum. So you do a change in Parsec and you just send it, and it to Deforum, and then you can render with those settings so you don't have to continually like paste things back and forth from Parsec into Deform. I don't know exactly how to do it, but that seems super powerful. Anyway, a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Parsec's nuts. I saw some people do some crazy things with it, but I haven't messed with it too much. Like, um, I have a sort of similar thing where in my video art, because I make video art, um, you can use these like BPM adjusted visuals, so it like does things like on the BPM and stuff. And honestly, I don't really like using those because I find them too like frantic, too like intense and all over the place. And for me, I like more like calming visuals. So um, it just
Yeah,
makes
it's
more
like
sense to, yeah, have it more chill
I
for me.
just linked I just linked Chigozi. This is from I think Human actually, or you mentioned it on the Nat Wolf chat. But this to me is like a very simple version of Parsec, the keyframe string generator. So if you want to use this to like, it also has a tiny bit of a learning curve, but you'll figure it out pretty easily. Then you just draw a spline, and if you draw anything over 1500 frames, it starts to lag. But basically anything between 0 and 1500 frames or 2000 frames, you can draw a spline and then copy that string and paste it into Deforum. It's very, very helpful. It's basically what Parsec does, but um, very, very limited, a newbie version of it.
We've got some ultra high res stuff. I use the high res fix now, so we're getting 1000 by 1568,
Nice.
and results are pretty good so
This
far.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the
I was gonna
Alberta.
say,
I don't think this is working, honestly.
not the Alberta thing.
It's not
I was
changing it.
gonna
I'm like
say,
on 2.4.
Just to your point about the soft camera moves, the gentle camera moves versus like the beat matching ones, it's kind of why I went back to like writing my own
Hmm.
um, like camera movements and having them be extremely subtle. But yeah, uh, I like it too. But I have seen some really nice ones. Did you see the Alien one where it's like kind of a dubstep groove and it's insane camera moves and just like a panel of a panel of aliens. It's crazy.
I
I'll
haven't.
have
Bring it
to send it
if
to
you
you.
find a link. Yeah, I love this. I
I
love the
will.
like early training things where there's like this is like destroyed Barbie in an abstract like prison landscape. I love it. I'm just like the stuff you find in
This
these
is
is
one.
hilarious.
This is like a fun title away from being an '80s CD cover,
Well, that's
'90s CD cover
I mean,
or
that's like a
something.
lot of the AB retro stuff I've got in here. It's like this is all airbrush stuff, right? So some of them are just hysterical. Like, what am I gonna do with this guy? Like, right? Like little fairy businessman projector image. Like, this is just totally nonsensical. It's like,
This is such an iconic piece that Blacklight just dropped in here. This
oh, the
Deforum like
classic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's such a classic piece. Yeah, I've thought about remaking this. I haven't actually done it, but it's a super cool question.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Blacklight, we were just
yeah.
talking about this yesterday, and we actually like we're gonna record a video talking about specifically getting some wild stuff because you missed it earlier. But yeah, do you wanna talk about your technique that you came up with level bevel that made us get like stuff like this?
Well, yeah. This is the one that we were doing on the stream that broke. So maybe some of y'all have already seen this technique, but it's basically just using text to image. So there's no init image and there's no hybrid video, so you don't have to input anything. But the main thing here is to use the forum prompting window prompting fields a little bit differently, right? So typically, do you want to pull that up real quick, Revolve, just so we can look at it at the same time?
Which one? The prompting?
Just the prompting window inside Deforum, so we can just explain the kind of the approach there, because I
Oh
think
yeah.
people will understand it quite easily. So if you just go to Deforum, you go to prompt. So right, so and this actually addresses what I think Fred you might have been asking earlier. So you have prompts, and then you have prompt positive and prompt negative. But really, prompts positive, you may want to think about it as if it's prompts global. So it's a global prompt parameter, and then prompt negative obviously is global prompt parameter, and the prompts above it maybe you can use differently. So what I did was I tried to create a character in the prompt positive or an object in the prompt positive, and then in the prompt above it, instead of um, instead of prompting about a character or the object itself, I would just prompt behaviors of the object or the character.
I'm gonna
And
launch
in that,
another
yeah,
session and we'll
go for
actually
it.
we'll do some deform
Cool.
stuff. People are into it. So
Yeah, so the idea was to use the global prompts positive to say like character with a robot head and a white hoodie, and the robot head has red laser eyes, and basically this amazing deform original thing, right? Whoever made this, I think could have prompted this image first using text to image and found a great single image to init deform with. It also looks like it could be that because finding this particularly great first frame is something you don't want to do in the forum while you're running a sequence of frames. You want to find a killer first image and kick it off using something. But again, you never know. It could have been a great prompt that just kicked this off.
oh my god,
So
yes.
why the reason the character stays but also changes on screen is really the subtle camera movement, and it's something that is kind of hard to understand unless you like actively practice using scheduling. And if you start understanding scheduling in terms of like a timeline animation, then you can really do a lot of powerful stuff with the camera. And it's very subtle, really. It's basically like moving the camera a tiny bit over a long set of frames and then moving it slightly back to where it was. So imagine your handheld camera, and you're just bobbing and weaving ever so slightly.
Yeah, so we'll go
That
into that, right? so people can get
So
a feel
yeah,
for it. But I'm just spinning up a new session for it, and then we'll talk
sweet.
about it because there's some fun stuff. I just gotta say, like this is freaking wild. Like I love where this LoRa is going. It looks totally bonkers. Like I just wanted something artistic, and like
I have such a dad joke.
look at this.
Can I say, can I
This is
tell you my dad joke?
this is like Soviet art propaganda art got shattered.
It's Laura Craft.
LoRa Craft. Oh, it is. It is. It is. Indeed,
Okay, I'll
indeed.
show myself out. I'll show myself.
All right.
I've been thinking it for like 30 minutes. I'm like, why not? Why not? Life's too short not to share terrible jokes.
Okay, so we're gonna go into Deforum here. I want to choose what model I want. Now I want to choose. You know what I really want to do is try this. I want to try this 90s RPG ink art model for this Deforum.
Okay.
Because when I saw the typography stuff that you were doing, just the like black on white, I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is so good. And I want to try it with this like retro RPG thing. I mean, like, oh my gosh, could be incredible. So,
We can talk. Yeah, like I'm happy to also share that because I'm using a bit of that this global prompting thing for doing like black and white poster art, typography, dribble, Behance. I'm basically doing a version of what they do for like Deviant Art and ArtStation, but for typography, and
yeah,
it works pretty well.
yeah, it's going to be
Just
interesting.
funny because I remembered it. Imagine like when we're gonna prompt for websites, and we're gonna be like trending on award-winning website
Hmm.
with 3D background and hamburger navigation, or a whole new
Totally,
set of prompts.
totally. It's going to be fun. Still loading
Uh,
this guy.
can,
I'm really interested to see
is it
these
okay to
monks
post
now.
my IG? Is it okay to
Yeah,
post my IG? One
I got
second.
it. I got it.
Thank you.
You're bookmarked. Check it out. So this is level bevel. Oh, wants me to.
That's you.
That's me.
Oh, it wants you to log in.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. I don't know. I really like it. I mean, it was Friday night, and I'm trying to post something vibey, and then I post this really dark, like super dark, like. But I love the spray paint explosion idea, which like
Hmm.
it's stuff I've seen done kind of like in David Lynch and Twin Peaks, but you don't get to do this because it's really tough to actually do post like hand animate this. It's also really tough to animate this in 3D, like and have all the letters be moved. It's basically a whole new way to animate text. That looks rad.
Yeah. So this is
Dang.
a model that Wom's just saying. I found the clarity model creates amazing backgrounds and painterly feel. Can you post the Civitai for that, Wom? Let's check it out because that looks really cool. All right, back to the screen here. We've got our Deforum up. This should be done. Yep. Oh my God, look at this guy. Oh, he's got a
Dang.
hand in a
That
hand.
is that arm is some sausage.
Okay, this is crazy. Love it. You'd have to inpaint the hands.
That's
Very.
some like that's that Blade Runner hand effect, those like
Oh yeah.
shadow hands.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, okay, the hands went awful when we went high res here, but everything else is pretty badass, I'd say. Love this. Love it, like how it like 3D these little things came. This guy's so terrible. Reminds me of that little like mutant guy that lives in the prostitute's
Look
stomach
like
in what is it, Total Recall? Yeah.
so. Oh my God, right? I was gonna say that like looking at a number of these that you produced, especially that one earlier with the glowing blue halo. I
Hmm.
mean, all of these are actually super rad. We could use one of these as the emit prompt for Deforum and still try and do the character thing.
No, I want to try something new because we're using the RPG one.
Okay.
But let's try Luna while we're prompting those. And then I just want to check. Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
Nicely done.
This is going to be insanely fun. Like just looking at it, because this is what it looks like when the token is not prompted, which is just like normal. Like this woman has no idea what is going to happen to her very soon. Um,
This looks like that meme guy, like a woman version of that meme guy who's like
oh
the
yeah,
Harold.
Harold, hide the pain, Harold. Yeah.
This is
So
the Harriet meme.
so let's. We've loaded that. Okay, so I'm going to do another. Why is this saying? Oh yeah, denoising strength needs to be a little lower, and we'll put in some high res steps and 10. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, let's just try it out with Luna and see how that goes. All right, Deforum. Look up
My
Blazinski's The
favorite place
Twins
on
of
earth.
Laura.
I mean, online, I'm in the metaverse. I mean, for me, I'm like, I gotta say, it's really one of my favorite pieces of software in maybe a decade. Maybe since like, no, maybe like since I opened Cinema 4D. When you get into cinema, you're like, okay, this is amazing. But the forum is just like absolutely incredible. It's like such a love for it.
Well, I've seen two preview images so far.
You have to. Is there a keyword here? Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Merged,
Trigger.
basic model,
Yeah.
guide to
No trigger words.
prospering, link to my other works. Okay, oh, I got some nice little tokens. See if we can get anything else to load. Looks all right. I mean, it's a big blend, right? A lot of the blends are very similar, but I can see how it would get good results in the background there. It looks pretty cool. So, yeah, 1.5 gigs. Let's pop it open.
Made me think of Elder Scrolls. I was looking into getting back into Elder Scrolls, but I don't think I can do it.
Too much other fun
Have you
stuff
ever
going on.
even like I mean I'm excited my PlayStation is coming, but I'm like, am I really gonna play God of War and like take that kind of time when there's all this AI stuff to make?
I know, I know.
I was like, why did I buy this thing?
I feel the same way. Ah, yes, the triple hand. Very nice. Okay, so Deforum. So we're going to make a tall one.
512 by 1024. Or actually, yeah, if we don't want to do the double faces
No,
thing
I
and
don't
risk
want
that,
double.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
768. Good. Okay.
We're going to do RPG. All right, so keyframes, we need to do 3D
3D
wrap.
wrap.
Okay, so
Cadence, leave it at default, right?
frames
Okay.
120. Yeah, we'll try that.
Yep.
And then strength, we keep the same. Okay, so this is where we are going to pop up. Um, Let me pop up your Google
While
Doc.
you're doing that, I'll just make one quick note, which we did in the tutorial anyway, but like, so for people who are like having a little bit of trouble with the camera movements when you hit it to 3D, X, Y work one way, and X, Y, Z in 3D work slightly differently in terms of the values. So when you want to zero out the zoom, you do 0 for translation Z. But if you want it to zoom forward in a way that makes sense, you want to put it on 1, not something like 0.1. But for something like 3D X, Y, and Z, you can actually use things like 0.1 and minus 0.1 to move backward, to move left, right, up, or down. But with Z, you want to do something like -1 or +1 to zoom out at the correct type of interval it requires. If you do something like 0.1, sometimes you'll break it. So there is a little bit of nuance to it, but that's the only point that I want to make about it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to enter in a random seed here.
Rando seed.
And then we've got
Cool.
iterating, so it's going to like move forward. I did put in the subtle camera movement here, so you can see it's like negative zero point 0.1, zero point 0.1. And it's just going to like ease between these back and forth. It's obviously way more frames than we've got. We're only doing 120 to just make a test. Um, I generally like lowering the noise, but that's personal preference. And I'm just going to get weird from the start. This
Playing
is
with
my
fire.
my personal preference is to lower this. We'll see what happens and
Let's
disable
see what
that.
happens.
So the noise in Deforum can bake your stuff because if you introduce a bunch of noise into it, but then you have the strength between the frames, the noise builds up. Imagine like if you've ever taken a microphone and just pointed it at a speaker, there's no sound going through there, but it picks up the speaker, which sends it to the microphone, which sends it to the speaker, which sends it to the microphone, which sends it to the speaker, and then it's pretty soon you get a like ear-piercing scream, right? So you want to avoid getting lots of noise if you're keeping your strength pretty high. None of this other stuff matters. We've got our RPG loaded. Feedback, yes. And so let's
One thing
go to
to
our
note
prompt
is
here.
you don't need to change this noise panel in order to achieve the effect.
Yes.
It's important to note. Like you
Sorry,
can change it, but you don't
yeah.
need to.
I just we were messing around with this last night, and I want to see from the get go, starting with that, to see what we
Okay,
get. We're gonna put our negative
cool.
prompt in here, and we're gonna put a positive prompt in here. Now I'm gonna take a bunch of this stuff out. So I'm gonna take out 8K and perfection and kawaii and cute and pastel and anime. I'm gonna take out ultra HD sharp photo crepuscular rays and in focus. I'm going to take out gems and diamonds and render because we're doing an ink illustration, right? So we're going to start here. We're going to go ink illustration, cyberpunk, and cyberpunk robot face portrait. Um, burn marks, city, background. What do you think? What do you think about this prompt? Should I put anything more in there? What do you think?
I think we're. I wonder. I'm just. I guess. What do we want to achieve? Are we trying to get like a close up, like the one that was posted, that original kind of deforum thing? Then I would think about approaching it from a portrait of a or profile photo of a, then add the character, and then let's add more prompts before we just like prompt it a bunch of stuff and then work backwards. Maybe just make the robot face, ink illustration, portrait of portrait of a robot face, ink illustration, and cyberpunk, and get rid of everything. Like cut everything else into your clipboard, and we'll add it back.
Okay.
I just think if we get rid of background, let's see if it just pulls the character first. If we
Yeah,
add
yeah,
background,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're gonna get that kind of push and pull of it.
Okay. Good call.
So
Good
to
call.
just quickly,
Start
yeah,
simple. Yeah. None of this other stuff
yeah. Sorry,
matters.
just
FPS
one quick
though,
thing about
very important. Oh, and we did add the prompt in. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Let's just explain since I was saying it kind of abstractly without the visual, but here's the visual. The visual is that in the prompt window above, there's no character, there's no style, there's no like crepuscular rays, right? There's just gestures because in this one it was for a character. If you see any of the stuff in my Instagram feed or stuff I posted in the Creators Club thing, you'll see that the characters that just kind of sit there and wobble on screen, this is sort of what I have in there. But for example, if you put a car, maybe these things are not turn face left or open mouth. If you put in a car, you're like door open, headlights on. If you put an object like a piece of food, right? You're like hamburger, bun. You basically create gestures and descriptions of the object that you put into the global prompt. It seems obvious, but just over explaining for the sake of it.
Yep.
Let's go.
I will
Let's
also
go.
say this is like in prompts, it's like this is where you're the director. So this is where you direct it, and then down here is where you're doing like the character design, the costume design, the set design. That all goes in there,
Yeah.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, when it comes to Deforum, would it make more stable image for principal character to prioritize LoRa? We're not using a LoRa. There's no LoRa's for Deforum. So you'll see it's very basic. We're going to try this model, see what we get. And let's just go through this real quick. I mean, the one thing we want to do here is get this FPS right, right? So last time we were having success with 24, wasn't it?
24 is nice and smooth. 12 will make it like a little smoother, but you lose that kind of creativity. I tend to like 24, but it's always good to test 12, 24, and 30. And then if you're really like interested in kind of messing with the slow, getting it really fast and then slowing it down, you can set it at 60 FPS and then put Rife at slow mo. And so it'll create a 60 FPS, but it will also create a Rife optically flowed 30 FPS version. It's not great yet, but if you want to know how to use those, like that's sort of how you get for VFX people. That's how it works.
Yep. Okay, so we hit generate, and let's see what happens. Um, Upscale isn't working
So
for this right now, so we're working with Deforum to kind of fix that. But we want to see what the first few frames look like. I'm dying of curiosity here,
yeah,
actually.
so yeah, let's jump into the init folder, and so for
Oh
this,
my God, look at this
again,
guy. Looks totally realistic.
I'm getting some Lost vibes from that first. Um,
My gosh, these are crazy.
the Dharma Initiative.
Look at this guy.
Oh my God. That's doing the double face thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A little bit taller. Hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
half
the French
anime.
McKenna monk.
Yeah, super weird. This is Luna diffusion.
So why don't we just let's just curate one of these for the next once this deform thing is done, which is probably going to be done in a few seconds. Why don't we just prompt it with one of these monks or one of these images?
I'm I'm really interested to see this ink illustration though. Like I'm kind of like dying inside to see it. So, uh-oh, what just happened? All right, we got hell yeah.
Look at that.
I wonder if the woman is still. Oh, woman's
Some
still
V-Bar
chilling.
stuff.
She's still chilling here. She's not affected by the world around her disintegrating into an 80s airbrush madness.
No, she's not afraid of the AI taking her job. She's gonna keep going.
This is AI. Your life with AI. And then over here is your life before AI. All right.
Harriet is maximum coping right now with AI.
Whoa, this is crazy. All right.
Crazy.
Dude, look at this. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be.
That's some Mad Villain stuff,
Oh!
right? That's some. Is it Mad Villain? That's no, it's
Oh yeah, MF Doom. MF Doom action.
MF Doom. Yeah, MF Doom action.
Wow, that was so
But
fast. Okay, let's
it's MF Doom
hit
and
it.
the Mandalorian and R2 and what's the gold robot? R2D2 and C3PO. It's very C3PO, the Mando, and
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so what I did here is I'm gonna pump it up to 1200 frames. We're gonna get a larger video, but I'm lowering the cadence a bit. So it's gonna have less variation. It's gonna like update slower. I kind of think that's right. What do you think? Like, what direction do you think we should take on this?
I think this is super rad. I mean, like we could do human body, robot face. I mean, the thing is, like what I was suggesting is just really up to you. But I was saying let's grab one of those monks and see if we can't make the monk kind of turn into a character that floats and see where the rest of the monk stuff. Just even
Okay,
if you show
okay.
the monk as
Well,
the init on this style, it would be curious to see like what it does.
all right. Well, we'll
If you
try the
want,
monk too. We will. But oh my gosh, I'm so
are you
excited.
just
Are you?
talking about prompting? Let's do.
I just
I don't
did.
know. What do you?
I just ran another one. I put in the stuff that we cut out here, and then popped it in.
You
Um,
want to try like laser
whoa.
eyes or?
Well, look at this. Look at this. This is exciting. It's going so fast.
That's
We're on a
crazy.
large box. We're just getting like instant feedback. This is awesome indeed. Yo, glad you're enjoying it, Blacklight. Yeah, Deforum is wild. It takes a lot to figure out. You know, like that Perlin noise stuff. Like I don't even know if that did anything. I'm assuming it did, but we wanted to like we're all working on theories on this stuff together and finding out what works. Um, that's one of the things that I
It,
love about this community. is we can do this, and the Deforum community is amazing as well. If you go to the Deforum Discord, post some stuff in there. It's a ton of fun.
Well, and it seems like that's around the corner, right? Like using ControlNet and LoRa with the forum and stuff like that. It's just like we're pretty, we're a few months out from that all working together. I hope.
Yeah,
So yeah, that would be incredible. This is so cool. Too rad. And I love that the lines actually work with the style too, because you're getting some of that deformed funk all over it. So
yep.
it works.
It looks so good. Okay, let's rock this up
I
to 1200 and
one quick before you jump.
yeah.
Yeah, quick note. So let's say you really like this one, right? And you came to it from a random feed. If you scroll down a little bit, can you scroll down a tiny bit? Just close the video,
Oh.
and just
Oh yeah,
scroll
yeah,
under
yeah.
the video. Because you can obviously exactly you can access this from your folder, but if you want to access it quickly and you like it a lot, just double click the seed over there or double select the seed. Go back to your run tab and just paste in the seed. Oh, you sorry, you actually already pasted. I forgot that you did that. So anyway, you're gonna try and get the same type of result. Because if you had it on -1 and it randomized, that's how I typically kind of just paste the seed from there and try and get that same result and then expand upon it.
Hmm.
Sorry, completely spaced that you'd put in the seed yourself.
No, no, no worries. All right. I really want to see this 1200 frames. Let's
Oh,
go.
you're cooking. You're going in for the cook. I love it.
Totally. I mean, it generated so fast. It was insane how fast it is. Like it looks like 2 hours. Oh no! But then like boom, 46, 28.
That's just my favorite.
Yeah. This
These
is
these timers that
this
go
is going to
down.
be 10 times as long video. So we'll see what happens. Now that we've narrowed in, like, okay, this seems to be working. Looks like the visual we want. We've added in our prompts, tweaked them, checked settings. It seems to be going like it's not. This is the problem we were running into last night. Is it's not deep frying it, which is when the strength and noise combine and it just makes it like freeze in place, and then like the colors get all blown out and weird. So we're gonna try this. Uh, yeah, we can pop the prompt in here. That's the positive prompt, and this is the
Nice.
negative prompt.
This negative prompt I stole from like 5 or 10 different creators and just compiled it, and it seemed to work for me. But feel free to like change it up, and also depending on what you want to do. Like if you're doing typography, you have to remove watermark, logo, text, signature, copywriting, etc. So don't use the same one for every single thing.
Oh my gosh, we
But
got
yeah,
totally different monks. Oh, the marbling art's taking over. Oh god, finally the
those
marbling art.
arms are
That looks
crazy.
so cool. Yes, he's just like
There we
monk
go.
that
Now it's
like
coming through.
became the wood. This is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Dude, this is
yeah,
so
look at
much
this
more than
guy. He's
yeah.
ascending. He's got like 18 abs.
Exactly.
Look at meditating on AI, like multi version. Yeah, these are super.
Guam, I've been thinking about recreating that, but yeah, it's awesome. That's what I posted the video of the Vice City thing, thinking like, what are those classic videos? Like, I was thinking about recreating Sledgehammer, the Peter Gabriel video, or stuff from Heavy Metal, the old cartoon from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
or Lord of the Rings from the 80s. You could create scenes like that easily, and then
Oh,
just do some like
just
some
uh,
basic stuff, post effects. Yeah.
just a recommendation. Bakshi hates AI, which is so funny to me because he was the one who like
Oh, Ralph Bakshi.
he used Xerox and rotoscoping, technology to make his film, and then now he's like a grumpy old man. He was like, no, no one should be able to. No one should be using AI. Well, I think he just thinks it's uncreative, which is funny for a man who became famous for using a Xerox machine in his work. But
I guess
yeah,
when Peter Jackson makes gajillion dollars off your literally shot for shot movie that you slaved over in
Oh
the
yeah.
80s, and then people take 20 years to recognize your that you basically came up with it. I mean, think about like what reference material Peter Jackson had, but no one knew he really. Look, I knew because I watched it in the 80s, but like
Right.
not everybody.
Well, it came out the same day as Star Wars, which wasn't. Oh no, that was Wizards that came out, which
That's
was.
the yeah.
Oh man, Wizards was so good. What an amazing film. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well, on stop motion stuff, I mean, crazy.
yeah.
Think about the potential. Stop motion also renders quickly, so anything with clay or puppets or um, any number of things. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, I mean, look, like Weta is so crazy. Watching the corridor crew stuff today.
Oh, this is looking a little better. Like some of these are bad, but we're getting like a little bit more clarity in it, which is tons of fun. And this is going to be a bonkers Laura when it's done.
This is a whole look. I mean,
I love
oh,
this
what's
one. Like this one, you start to see the like airbrush clarity coming in on the tube here.
mm-hmm.
Very exciting. I don't think I had too many people in the prompt, so I think the
This one,
faces are
this
gonna
one is really
suck.
cool.
But yeah, you're getting this like
You know,
scan texture, the like paint texture coming through. It's very exciting to see this stuff like come through and discover like how the AI learns it, right?
is that a VR hat?
Yes, and she has a weird like assistant arm.
Disembodied arm AI.
Yep, yep, yep.
Fucking hysterical. Coping. Max Cope. Maxine Cope.
What is
This is
Laura?
great. I love the. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Blacklight, you missed earlier in the session. We had a similar question. So, we have all these docs here. If you go to learn.rundiffusion.com, and then there's this LoRa hypernetworks and embeddings. It explains them all. It shows like complex diagrams, but basically, it's just ways of changing the style of the image. Oh, yeah.
These are really cool and really varied as well.
Yeah, we're getting real weird now. Okay, this is the same. Wait, these are the same. What? These are the exact. These are the exact same. Where did all the ones that just generate go? What the fuck? That's weird.
I don't know. Did you?
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I don't know. I
froze.
think I missed it.
It froze.
Oh, is that what happened?
I wonder if we just ran out of space.
We just literally fell off the edge off the cloud.
Oh yeah, exception training model. We totally disk quota exceeded. No.
No.
Okay, okay. So you just gotta go now. This is the thing. If you're training and multi-boxing, you really gotta watch this. And we're working on this storage meter. I know it doesn't work right now. We're trying to fix that, get it going. So we have to delete some models here. So
Well,
retro
I'm
airbrush,
like,
you want to leave this here, right? So we can keep training. Um, but I will go into models and just delete something. I think
that's
I have some.
hilarious. I read it as Paul Verhoeven, and then I was like, no, I think he means Ray Harryhausen. so
Um,
so funny.
realism engine. I think I'm going to delete
Mm-hmm.
that. Oh, vector art. I'm not using that right now. That's fine. Okay.
Today I downloaded like I don't know 40 gigabytes of data. I just do that. This is what I've been doing. I've just been rendering like 30, 40 different folders. Then I wake up and download a zip and delete everything, and then just resort it locally.
So we got to 5002. So now we should be able to resume from there.
That's awesome that you're in Kenya.
Yeah, that's super
It's
cool.
Saturday evening here. That's party's already started. Here it's been people have been like in full Easter party mode since like 8 a.m. So I was awakened by the sounds of drinking.
I'm very sad that. Oh, Oh, this is the one we had
Okay.
before. No, that's the one we had before because the other one just died.
Oh, it cooked. Yeah, it died.
Um,
What a shame.
I think I can save settings here. Try to
Can we
remember.
can we actually try that? Not just save settings because just in the folder that you created with those images, you have that text file.
Yeah, I
If
should. I
you link
should.
it and paste it in there and load settings, can I see what it does on your setting? Because for me, it really basically almost never works. Let's see what I'm doing wrong.
I'll tell you, it's really dumb. Um, here.
hmm
Oh, I think the box is bricked though, so it's probably. Looks like it's gonna get super cool though. Oh man, I love this sad robot.
Damn,
Yeah.
so sick.
I'm gonna be sad robot. Um,
Well, what's so crazy about it really is the stability of it. You
mhm.
tend to think it's just going to kind of go off the rails, but because it's really
Looks like it goes off the
depending,
rails. Look, we even have the rain. I don't know why. I think that's that must be
it's
the Perlin noise.
yeah, it did it in the other one too, which is incredible.
Yeah. So funny. Look, like he disappears into the city background. The poor robot. Okay, so I'm gonna
We don't know if it's
download
a
this.
he, could be a they robot.
True, true.
God damn mosquito, get out of here.
Can we get more tutorials on the YouTube? Absolutely. We're gonna post some. I posted one yesterday. This will go on the YouTube. I'm just gonna keep making them. Right. So we're gonna reset this box. Bad gateway. Come on, baby. Show me you still work. No, this box is fucked. All right, we're gonna stop that session. That one really didn't like stopping. This one didn't like stopping. Stop session. And this one's still chugging along somehow. Oh yeah. Yeah. I this whole it's on Civitai. It's this what? I want all. I think 90s. This guy. So they have classic RPG art. They have all these crazy models.
Oh man, that's exactly the aha thing. Can you go up a little bit to that second image down?
This one?
I mean, everybody can try it, but yeah, making the aha video, that looks just like it, kind of that sketchy.
Mm.
It's not exactly, but it sort of is.
I think this is what Lynn was talking about in the Discord, making weird like 3D models.
That's really great, actually.
Yep.
But it must be very difficult to work with those files if they're not high res.
Mhm. Yeah, and I like this like satellite image map generator and stuff. There's like lots of genius stuff.
I feel like you can do it, but for low res. But if you really want a good face map, they have to be, like 8K at least, or 4K at least.
Mm.
I don't
Well, you could
know.
upscale it, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a little crappy.
she still
With
doesn't
with the
know.
metahuman stuff, like metahuman, like right out the gate has like incredibly high resolution.
Hmm.
Everything cooked, baked in already. So it's kind of we're in a different we're in a different time now.
Hmm. Ba, ba, ba.
I really want to try this thing where I use that Skybox 3D AI, the landscape generator tool, and then you pan around, you record your screen, and then you bring that into hybrid video, and you replace the whatever the landscape is with what you want it to be. But then you have the control of your mouse actually moving it around, so it'll feel really natural.
I used to love this game when I was a kid. Rifts. It was like the craziest game. It's like a super far future, but like they kind of like Earth has a golden age and gets all like advanced, but then all of a sudden, basically, vortexes open up all over the Earth, and every dimension ever can all invade. Toa,
I'm trying to remember what was it on. I feel like I've played every game from that era, and I just
no,
don't
no, it was
remember the
paper, pen and paper.
formation. Oh, pen and paper game. Okay, not where I'm from. I
Nope,
don't
nope.
remember it, but this is super cool.
Yeah, one was a monk. Love it. That's so funny. We were just doing monks. Toa's asking if you ever get tired. I think any art can get tiring. So that's really just like a personal thing on how you approach it. Um, I find if I'm like hyper focusing on it, I can definitely get tired of it. And um, then I try different
What
things. I try new things. I try to learn something. If it doesn't feel magical, then don't do it. That's my advice. Like, take a break. But you want to keep
what
that spark
kind of
alive. It's the creative spark. It's like, it's so important. So do what brings you life in brings you happiness. Don't force yourself to do something just to feel like you have to keep up or whatever.
just a take on that because I thought about that recently, like because I follow all the YouTube people, from text to image people to people talking about AGI, and it's the saturation period where AI came out was super exciting for everybody. Now everybody can do it, so it feels a little less exciting and a little bit too saturated.
Mm.
However, that's why doing this sort of stuff like ControlNet, LoRa's, Deforum, learning just kind of next level skill set is much more elite and much more surprising in terms of results. So for me, it's like I totally see where you're saying. Like even Midjourney 5 now, pretty much everybody's doing Midjourney 5. Everything looks amazing. When everything looks amazing, nothing really looks or feels amazing. So I was going to ask Toa, what type of AI art are you doing that you don't feel is as magical? Because maybe you know some of this stuff, or getting into the Gen 1 tools are sorry, the runway tools are very cool. Um,
Hold on. Are you
what was the other
watching what
thing?
I'm doing level?
I am.
Okay, so this is how
Yep.
I load it again. Ah, you see what I did
Wait.
there?
Now private.
Because what
Now, what
I
did you
did,
do?
this is what I did. I copied it from the Deforum folder. You can put it wherever you want. I just didn't want to type out the stupid.
I see. Okay, it's
I didn't
that
want to
stupid.
type out the number
Now I feel dumb.
like this. I didn't want to type that out. I was like, fuck it. So I pulled it out, and if you notice in here, like it had this like stupid. It had this name basically on the text file.
Uh huh.
So
It needs to be called deform
no, no, it can
settings.
be anything. You can specify it. You just like wherever it is on you load it up.
I'm gonna have to try it because I thought I tried a whole bunch of things and it keeps like I do it and it gives me error, like all the fields go to error.
Yeah,
But
because
I'll have to try
because
it
it's
again.
not accessing like a file. Like you just have to like point it to the right place. If you don't point it to the right place, it won't know. So that's why it's just like I put it in mount private so it's easy to get to it because then it's just right
No,
here.
no, I mean not to sound like no, but I think I did because I mean I use init all the time. I mean I reference files constantly and I've done like models. I've done like a lot of different things. I thought I tried anyway. Again, I'll
Let's
try it
see.
again because
Let's see if this
we'll see.
works. So if I change this to poop.
Toa says I use Midjourney every day, but I do want to
No.
some more RunDiffusion.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
It's not
Midjourney
working.
can.
Hold on. Before you get into
It's
that,
not like
it's not
sorry.
working. So
Too.
so yeah, there is something that's weird here.
Yeah,
Slash
that's what I get.
yeah, Deforum settings, and then if I rename this, because it was just working, Deforum settings. What the heck? It was just working.
I was like, look at that magic touch, that Midas touch. Yeah.
Now I broke it. You have to restart. Oh no.
Um. You can, I think, reset the UI from settings here
Yeah,
if you want
yeah.
to work.
I could.
Yeah, yeah. Should I respond to Toa? You're still thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the Midjourney thing makes a lot of sense because Midjourney like has this look and feel that's extremely one. It's extremely powerful and it's also extremely easy to use. And it's just like massively oversaturated. And every YouTube video and YouTuber is trying to maximize their views based on like how popular Midjourney is and all the controversy and so on. So it can feel very demoralizing and ruin some of the spark of AI. But as somebody who's facing the same sort of thing, I was using Midjourney, like I generated 3,000 images. I barely used it in like a month. But when you get into sort of programs like this, you realize that kind of the sky is the absolute, there is no limit here. There's no sky, there's no limit, there's nothing. When you get into Auto 11, you can pretty much do anything. So I would just recommend just trying different types of AI software. And then when Midjourney,
Worked.
whatever comes out, then you can get back to it. It did work. Okay. Wow, 40K images. Yeah, maybe take a break then. Or try a totally different type of thing. Like try I don't know, try writing a novel with Chat GPT or get away from AI for a bit. Like
So notice
I
how
don't
it
know.
loaded the
So
settings here. It put the full base and negative
okay,
prompt in it. So it didn't bring
so
in our
that's
prompts
like
properties.
yeah. So this is what I remember we were talking about this night. Um, so this is just it's not a RunDiffusion thing, right? This is a general Auto 11 kind of not bug. I just don't think they've done the parsing. It's just a parsing thing, right? So when you import this text file, it's coming in having merged all these three fields from the prompt window, like you were saying yesterday.
Hmm.
So what would be great is like the parsing tool that
Oh
when you
shit.
take it from this load field, just parses it into the three different fields that it has in the interface. It's actually probably a simple dev thing, but they haven't maybe gotten to it. I don't know.
Well, there's not very many devs, so
I know.
um,
I know.
I needed to change the model.
Bless you.
Toa, you could make 40,000 images in Midjourney in like an hour. It's like that easy. In Stable Diffusion, it's wild. You can just like set something up, leave it for an hour, come back, and you've got like 40,000 images. Maybe not 40,000. Maybe that'll take a couple hours. I don't know. Yo, welcome. We got Annie Listen, Govind. We got Sideways. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to ask any questions. We're making a Deforum video. We got a Dreambooth training right now, which is quite funny. Love this. Love this aerobics
Here's a
action.
thought.
Hold on, hold on.
Here's a thought about yeah.
Um, yeah, let's just go through what we've got because we got a bunch of people just joining in. I love this like aerobics weirdness. So this is an airbrush 90s retro computing kind of model that I'm doing right now. And this is a sanity prompt. So you can see that it's pretty normal looking for stable diffusion. So it hasn't started hitting the other areas yet. Um, yeah, 13,000 images. Disco diffusion, you need 1,000 steps. Oh my gosh. Well, we're doing a lot of steps here. Okay, so it's ready. 768, 25 steps, 1,200 frames. Let's actually do like 800 and on a random seed and let's see what we get. And then we'll load it up. All right, sorry, I just wanted to make sure we kind of got everyone up to speed with what we were doing. Oh, I want to
I'm a
use
chatterbox.
my new model
But
actually. Yeah.
my point was you can generate so many images in Midjourney for like $60 and then create your own Midjourney model in Stable Diffusion and kind of just like prompt it into infinity. Like you can create food and fashion and landscapes and castles and all this stuff and then just bring it in and create your own model from that. So Midjourney is like really, takes on a whole other utility as well as the script describe function. I'm sorry, not to sit here and tell you Midjourney. I'm just saying like a lot of people are in it, and the kind of bridge between it and Auto 1111 is like take some of the stuff from Midjourney, bring it into Auto 11, and like use it.
Oh man, Oh, I'm so excited. This robot one is so sick. All right, that's going to be
So
amazing.
sick.
Let's see you do this in
That's
Mid-Journey. Wait till you see this stuff. It's pretty nuts. Let's pop open the preview, the one that we got working. What was it? This one? Yeah, this is the first one we did. Oh, just love that weird ass stuff. I think it might need a little bit more noise actually. We'll try that out. And then I think, did this one end up working? Yeah, so good.
a lot of
And
like what I've been thinking about with some of this black and white stuff. I know this is kind of the model, but like my typography stuff is just using regular models and it can still get black and white.
mm-hmm,
But then if you can introduce like little streaks of color
mm-hmm.
using crepuscular or using God rays to introduce like neon glint or iridescent streak or red stripe. So you get this very nice black and white kind of contrasty thing, but then with a really cool splotchy gloss of color. Could be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this one does have some color trained in it because when I was looking in here, um,
Like
there's
red
there.
trim or something. Red glowing trim
Yeah,
could
see
be
there
interesting.
is some stuff in here. So we'll see. Maybe the next one will run some colors. Okay, so we still have our monks. Should we do another Deforum one with the monks? You wanted those monks, and I figure we should probably wrap up.
No, no, I get stuck in my own way of approaching prompting, so whatever you want. Oh,
Yeah,
what I was basically saying is like just since people haven't, since we're doing this thing, may as well grab. Yeah, I wasn't really hung up on the monks necessarily. I just thought like they're a good example of us showing init image with this kind of character consistency setup. Because first of all, I haven't done so many of them, but it would be interesting to see if it just takes that character and tries to stay with it for like however many frames. So I
mhm.
figure keep the monk and let's see how long it can stick with the consistency of the monk and that style. You know what I mean?
All right, Govin saying check out the. I mean the stuff looks really cool that you're doing, Govin. It's just Mid Journey, you know. We're Run Diffusion over here. You gotta root for the home team, not the visiting team. Sometime that's all I'm saying. You want to talk about how you use Mid Journey with Run Diffusion? I'm all about it. But for now, we're doing Run Diffusion stuff.
Fun diffusion.
Fun diffusion.
Uh, Fun diffusion.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
she's.
sitting here buying NFTs. I'm like, oh, let me just buy a Yuga Labs NFT. Why not?
Mhm.
How bad could it be?
I love this three-legged race. Very very
you,
nice.
you you know what's fascinating about these pieces that are coming out? Like how varied they are, but some of them are kind of better than others. But the fact that like you don't see this art very often, but your brain kind of knows what's more pleasing.
Yeah,
Like there was the other one with the neon earlier that was
yeah,
so much cool. Like it's the same kind of thing, but that neon one's way better in terms of like pleasing to the brain. Like this one's very cool, but it's like I went to some weird New York art gallery, like one of my friends' pieces, and I was like, yeah, it's very good. It's like really good. I see what you're trying to do there.
yeah. But is it this?
I mean, this is high art though.
But look, same difference. No, okay, just me. All right.
No,
This,
I'll take it. I'm with you.
yeah, so this is 2 hours remaining. So we got quite a ways. This is 200 images, right? That we're training on. Airbrush model, old.
Somebody do it so I don't have to, but please copy and paste this image and make it a meme.
Oh right, here I better grab it before it.
It's such a perfect meme image. There's something about it. She's just alone in the office. All the
Oh,
computers are
that
closing
one.
on
Oh,
her.
okay, okay.
Yeah, these are yeah, this
Helen.
whatever all the shots of this woman,
Uh-huh.
Harriet what's it called?
Helen's doing her thing. Whoa! I love this, like aerobics has this like random
See,
ball.
this is rad. Yeah, look at this. I mean, break is some
Oh,
b-boy stuff, or like their back is broken.
these are so weird. I love her helper hand. Helper hand is here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this whole series is like ripe for some meme ware.
All right, we got ours spun up here. This is 2.1, so we're going to use my Mystic Arts model. And yeah, let's do a deform with my Mystic Arts model. Why haven't I done that before? What the heck?
I don't know, but I think like it's probably time.
I think so. 768, 3D,
Master of the Mystic Arts.
120. All right, we're going to use the same prompt. Um, so in here, we're doing the subtle camera movement, trademark level bevel. We got this,
Thank you, thank you.
and then
Now
translation
open
C.
my open source camera prompt.
Yep.
Please steal it. Steal this prompt.
And then we're going to prompts positive. Nope, that's negative. And then positive prompt. We're going to take a bunch of these art out, but no gems, no diamonds, no render, no anime, pastel, 8K perfection, ultra HD sharp photo. Okay. So on this one, what was our last one? We had portrait of a robot face, burn mark city background. Oh, it's almost done. Let's see what we got. I am excited.
Revolve, do you want to paste that for now listen?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's no location. It's just in a shared um, window. So just paste it in there. Actually, yeah. Can I take 1 second to explain? For,
Yeah.
is that cool? Yeah. So now listen. When I was talking about that, actually for the camera move, let me explain that for 1 second. So I linked. You can actually create these animations in keyframe generator tools or something like Parsec, where you create kind of an oscillation, and it will mimic this idea of moving the camera on the X position or Y position by like a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit up, a little bit down. And there's obviously the Z translation, which is a little bit in and a little bit out, like zooming in and zooming out. Now, typically looking at something zooming in and zooming out creates a sense of motion sickness. So you don't want to really do that. But moving left and right and up and down is what if you were filming with a handheld camera would do. But you need to use very small values, and you need to kind of alternate or oscillate between these small values. So what I created here is creating basically on frame 0, it moves a little bit to the left. On frame 50, it moves a little bit to the right. And so what Deforum does in these fields is that it interpolates between those two with a kind of spline. Well, this is why using something like Parsec or keyframe generator, you can create different types of splines, or not even splines. It's like is it a spline? I guess it's called a spline. But basically, you can make easing functions. But anyway, it's going between minus 0.01 and zero point zero 0.01 and back to minus 0.01. And you can make it 0.05, or you can make it 0.5 if you want it really jarring. And if you map it to the music, you can do it based on frames. Here I have it based on kind of like having a 24 frame per second video and having it slightly move every couple of seconds or so. So you can use this for X, Y, and you can use it for pretty much anything. But for me, so the result of what it does is that it moves the diffusion. I think it kind of jitters the thing, so you keep a very stable frame of the character, but it actually doesn't deep fry. It kind of keeps trying to create new imagery. I could be wrong about that
Yeah.
entirely, but that's what it does. That's what I think it does for me.
Ready
But please
to
feel free to use it, modify it, and make it longer.
You ready to check out this video? Let's check it out.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. The eye reconfiguring
I
itself.
love the clouds like burning in the background.
Yeah, those are the burn marks. I thought it would
Fascinating.
make it on the robot itself, but what was interesting I saw in the last run is like the robot started to lose like its identity into the city a little bit. But this one seems to be keeping it. But what's interesting is it's like it's simplifying it, which I think is sort of the deep fry, right? Like look how complex it
It
starts, and
is
then
it is cooking a little bit, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think that's probably the noise. Let's just make this
Yeah,
uniform.
a brave human for
Let's just
messing
make
with this
yeah,
tab.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Again, like I actually thought about waking up today and getting into this tab and kind of messing with it, but gosh, it's like it's a real abstract way of thinking about things. Look at
Oh,
this.
look at this! Look at this! We're getting some stuff here. Oh, this is exciting. This is
I
my
love
custom
how
model.
pumped you get on this stuff. Yeah, this is super dope.
And now we go into Twisted Sisterville. What do we got? This. Oh, I love
I'm
it.
loving this. I mean, it's already an album cover. It's right there. Somebody
Yes.
write some. Actually, you don't even need to write anything. Just like generate some AI music and put this out like today. Go famous. Make it an NFT though, for sure.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
NFT
She's
future
still
nostalgia.
unaware. She doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, but she's literally growing a baby out of her head and just
Yeah,
thinking
well,
stuff. And
she's
I'm all
we
in.
don't need to talk about her tumors or anything. It's fine. All right, this is interesting. Um, Kind of more of a
Wow, this
traditional
is cool.
robot, I do think next
But
time I'm
look,
going to lower this
none of it is
cadence
bad.
back down. No,
Sure.
you do 400 and seed
It's so
iter.
inspiring, like, and that it just creates this stuff that like never existed before. It's
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable. I mean, it's believable, but it's crazy.
All right, so I changed a few settings. Oh yeah, she's getting deep fried. So this is what's interesting is I didn't do anything. I didn't really change anything besides the XY. So the default settings
Are you
aren't.
using Euler? Are you using
Yeah,
Euler or DPM?
yeah.
Yeah.
I put like more
Did you see?
steps. I
Did you
raised
see
the
that?
steps a bit.
I don't know. I mean, what's our?
Deforum may have
It
changed and
almost.
now it can't we can't do it anymore, the same method.
No, I don't. I don't know if that's like. We'll see. I'm not sure. I think, for example, like the stuff that I was posting with the faces, I was using protogen or realistic vision, and I was using really basic like androgynous face, lipstick, eyeshadow, makeup, jewelry. Then all the rest of the stuff.
Oh, this
And I
looks
and it
cool
and it
as hell.
wasn't it never cooked at all. Like I had several renders where it never deep fried. So I'm wondering like how we can do that.
Okay, first of all, it looks rad, but it
Very
gets
Street
deep fried.
Fighter. I don't know why I'm getting Street Fighter vibes.
Oh,
Like
awesome. Oh,
Cammy
besides the
dyed her hair
cooking. Oh,
blue.
it's so good without the cooking, though. So this is deep frying. This is where it kind of comes back, but we need to chill it out. Like, we need to chill it out big time. But it kind of comes
Yeah,
back.
so you all notice right now that we're running 120 frames, right? And the prompts that we put in are like 0, 10, 20, 50, etc. But you see the characters closing her eyes and opening them, which is crazy,
Hmm.
And if you really wanted to, you could make a prompt in between that was like open mouth wide, teeth. If you wanted, like I was trying to do videos on my Instagram channel, I have a few of them where I was matching up vocals, and I just made the character, characters open their mouths and close their mouths on certain frames that I wanted, and it would work. So it's really possible, especially if you want it to look, you know, if you're okay with it just looking a little bit less creative and more like kind of your prompt. So
Yeah, so Govind, this isn't a custom character one. This is a custom style, but it tends to make pretty consistent faces, I find. Not like I wanted it to, but that's what ended up happening. I love this. Very cool. It's got I'm not too hot on this one. I think this look feels like way more 1.5 vanilla robot than this does. Like this feels like a
For sure,
Rifts one. Yeah.
for sure.
So I don't know what's going on with it. I guess we'll find out.
But I'm curious to see what it animates as, because
Yeah, yeah.
again, a little bit like, I mean, always could be wrong about this, but I feel like more custom models have a tougher time staying stable throughout these animations, and some more of the kind of generic vanilla models have a much easier time staying um, unfried.
hmm I
But
think
but again,
I
could be
think
wrong.
the in focus in the prompt was actually fucking it up a little bit. Because I noticed there's like a
Mm,
depth of field thing that was coming. I mean, I think we nailed it just with the strength and the. It doesn't look like it's deep frying anymore. And I really love this like face. This just looks like so awesome and creepy and cool.
yeah, this is rad.
Is there any way I can get all the recordings? Yes, we have all the recordings. Govind. Um, Govind, are you a member of Creators Club? Because we have a Creators Library where we post like lots of videos, and there's like a 3 hour long one for Laura's in there. If you're Creators Club, I'll add you in. We can't forget the sound, but this is taking forever. This guy, I've got to extend it. It's like a long O.
Revolve, did you do or did I miss it? Or are we gonna do one example with an init image?
No, I don't. I don't remember talking about that. Maybe he did that while I was going to get my laundry, which I have
No,
to
no,
go
no.
get.
So
So,
yeah, like no, no. Let's just choose any init image that you want or that the chat wants, and let's run the same thing with an init image.
okay, post your image, chat. We'll make a video with. Oh my god, this one looks so cool though. Look at it. Ah, it looks like 80s
I love it.
ghost fucking cyber woman. Amazing.
I'm never never sure because these little previews don't do the image justice. It feels like the 70% cooked images. So, but yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah, like it starts as a photo, which is hilarious. But then look at this.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
sick.
See, it's not. It's staying away from deep frying. I mean, it's getting a little off base, but that could be. You can you adjust the contrast settings, or it's super cool though.
I'm gonna
The
keep this
cadence, just
seed.
change the
I
cadence
love
up a
this
little bit.
seed. Like I really want to make a long one of this because
Whoa, Blacklight's image. Let's do that.
nice. Let's do that for sure. Okay,
That's sick. Yeah.
seed, and I'm just gonna run this. Probably will adjust the strength a little bit, maybe like 5, 7, and then the noise. I'm gonna adjust this down to like 5, 2. Okay.
One of us, Dovin. One of us.
And let's run
The
this for.
clickiest click, the smallest click imaginable. Literally the only active Discord in the world right now.
I don't think you can pay with your wallet balance. I think you have to get it separately. Sorry about that. It's still kind of a newer thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be good. All right.
Getting like a little bit of arcane vibes, just like from the hair.
Yeah, this one
I'm.
is
We
this one
never
is
talked about
awesome.
arcane, but we got to.
I'm totally saving
Um,
this one just because I want to keep it as an example of what you can get. All right.
mm-hmm.
Robot is done. I'm not happy with this robot though,
Ooh,
honestly. This one.
I gotta take the other side. I gotta take the other side
This
here.
guy. Okay, well no, he advances. He gets a little more complicated.
No, this is super cool.
Whoa, he just shattered. He deep fried.
This is.
No, he
I
lost
told you,
himself in the
don't.
city. He's a mindless automaton now.
Come on, this is like one of a kind. This is like a one of one rare. This is definitely rare.
No, he just it disappeared. The robot is gone now. We're not getting character
Hey,
consistency.
um, I still love it. It's still super cool. See,
Yeah.
but it didn't go into kind of just like funky like I mean this part alone is really all you need, this first like 4 seconds or so.
hmm
And then you just cut it and then you trim to another shot. Like it's like a little bit I mean, I love to do these things where it's like continuous
Yes.
frames forever that are all perfect, but all you really need is like a shot, like 1 to 3 seconds of something incredible to really cut a video. So
I think I
if
don't
we're
know what
being
this
like,
seed is, but it looks fucking crazy.
I love it. You're like, look at this fantasy, it's fucking amazing. This
I know.
also is amazing. Every scene is
Everything.
that. That's why I love Deforum. Like, it's always surprising.
Yeah.
It's always surprising.
Oh man, like the like watercolor slash movie thing, and like whoa, it's so nuts.
Did you copy and paste Blacklight's image into your init
No, I'm getting there. I think I
folder?
have to spawn up a new session because I'm like having too much fun. Um,
Oh man, here we go. Okay,
oh no,
spin it up.
the robot's turning into the background again. I think we got to take the background out. Prompt. Oh, we
I'd
can't.
love to hear everybody's.
Oh wait.
If y'all wanna, what is your take on said about like, um, cutting a couple of seconds out of each video, right? Like, there's this, like, using this for production is totally possible. Like, for example, that Vice City thing I did. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it's flickery and it's a little bit art directable at this point, but 6 months from now, you can cut a full trailer and the music in like a couple of hours. Unbelievable, just unfreaking believable. But I rendered so many. I rendered like 50 clips for that Vice City thing. Each one was like 10 seconds long, and I ended up taking like 3 seconds from each 10 seconds to cut it together. So, anyway, just a thought about that.
I think I'm gonna take a lot
I
of
gotta get
this
a drink.
like
I'll be right back.
stuff out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it turns into it. Whoa, nope, the robot's coming back. I'm really interested to see where that goes. But I think the next version will have a little bit cleaner prompt there. Okay, gotta save this. Open to browser. Very cool. Is this Stable Diffusion or Mid Journey? Blacklight. Yes, Deforum.
It seems like MJ to me, but I could be wrong.
Looks like I'm Mid Journey. We'll allow it. The heathen arts are welcome here. I knew it. Okay. Uh, this is on the screen for no reason. Definitely not Stable Diffusion chat. And yeah, anyways. Um, all right. And there's Ina. I never use SD for images. What? You're crazy. I love it. It's way more fun to me than Midjourney is. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? But it's true. Oh, man. Wizardry. Okay. Um, yes. Cool. We need another session. Here I am like, oh, I should probably end this soon. And I'm like, one more session. Got the four multi boxes going today. Just getting totally out. Okay, you know what? I will end it, but we're gonna do this init image. And
I think we have to, just because you've done it. You've done the deform consistent character thing, and think about how many people are going to want to like take images from any. Really, you could take an image of yourself as the init image. You could take the image of a car and make the car do things. So it is. I think it's a really big part of it. I don't do it very often because I kind of like the surprise. But for, let's say, if you wanted to do a typography thing with letters that actually made sense. Now, granted, sooner or later we're going to get that with all the new models. But right now, you could just make a typography piece in Photoshop and use that as the image and have it animate. It'll become weird, but actually no. If you reduce the noise a lot, it will stay that same text. Especially if you have big poster letters. So there are a lot of possibilities with init image. How much you start it with, which one you start it with, the aspect ratio. There's a ton of stuff in there just from init image. Anyway, have I evangelized it enough? I'll shut up.
we'll get an image going. I mean, you want to talk about like the advantages of stable diffusion. Like right now we have a custom model running that we're training ourselves on our own material that we've found, online and offline, and we were talking about book scanners earlier. Then over here, we have like a video running with like a custom model that someone else made based on 90s RPGs. We're like getting this video running, thousands of frames. We've got another one we've trained on, like, an artist that passed away a little while ago. Now we have their art. We're making video out of it, and we're spinning up a fourth session here. So like the sheer amount that you can create versus services that are Discord based, we'll just say, it's incredible. It's incredible what you can do. Okay, so we have this image. So we need to pick something that is kind of realistic. Let's do Rev Animated, I think,
I
or Clarity.
can
I don't know. What do you think we should use
I
for
honest
this model
I
wise?
think we should use like I think that actually the most like realistic proto jam deliberate.
I think I have
Yeah.
Deliberate on here. But let's try
I
the
just
new
wanted
one.
to tell you one
Well,
quickly. I
no,
missed
no.
a post earlier from Govind. Govind Leet says, checked out all my work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the nice comment. And the Indian dancing video is super duper. That's the hybrid video stuff that I did. So there's a video on Pexels of like a silhouetted dancer against a yellow circle. And you don't see any details of the dancer. It's just like a shadow. And so I brought it in. I did that Indian dancing video. I'm glad you liked it. And I'll check out the. I feel like I have checked this Shiva thing out, but I will look at it again. I think I've seen the GXMZY tag before, but I'll take the look. So here's Govind.
Okay. We've got Rev Animated up already. We'll try. Okay, you say Deliberate's gonna be, but we'll try Deliberate if
I
it's
just
more.
think deliberate. I
Yeah.
just think like there's a certain type of thing with like these custom models. Like I said, they kind of tend to run out of things. I don't know. It feels like it runs out of a certain way to go when it comes to faces. So I think if we want to just kind of match like the quality of MJ, um, I want to just say that I love that like you're like that we love SD here.
Hmm.
I love all the tools, but I get it.
Okay, so we've got our image from, I just loaded it onto Imager. I'm doing it this way. You could put it on our storage and all that, but this is the way for people who don't have Creators Club. They can do it this way. So we got Deforum open. We go to init. We're going to use init image, and we're just going to pop it right here. So you have to make sure that you get the .ping in there, that you're actually getting the image and not this URL won't work. So I've actually got image address, right? So
Yeah.
popping that in there. And then this is the strength of it that it will be. Mom, you're too late. We already got a video picture. I'm sorry. Your cute girl is getting replaced by a robot. Um, okay, so we've got this image loaded in. It's going to start it. And then what we need to do is, let's see, match the resolution
I
ratio.
mean,
Yeah,
roughly,
roughly.
right? Like,
Yeah.
let's look at the image for a second. I can tell you actually that MJ does if that's a 2 by 3, then it's like 512 by 832.
Okay, perfect. Oh, our
And
video's
then
done as well. Hold on, I've got so many
yeah,
things open. I'm just having too much fun here. 512 by 832, that's what we got. And then 3D, leave that, leave this, leave that.
no, no.
Noise.
Actually, just one quick second. Let's zero out the zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
let's go
then
back
put
to the
in,
init tab for one moment.
hold on,
Are you gonna? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'll put in this other stuff in here. We've got the prompt. We'll get to the rest of that. I just had that open.
Yeah.
And then subtle camera movement.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in X, 3DX. And I'm going to lower the strength a bit and the noise a bit. And prompts again, we've got prompts positive, prompts negative. So what are we making this? Oh, let's do this. So we're going to interrogate clip. Oh, is that broken now? What the fuck?
I think interrogate takes a second, but I was also gonna say that again, not to tout um, But MJ is good for describing the things too and bringing it in. I've been using that because is this is also great. Um,
He's got a weird look on his face. Cedric Pavravne, CG Studio, Afrofuturism. All right, I'm digging it. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. So let's just pop that in there. And yeah,
I guess what I would say is that this open mouth thing and eyes, I'm not sure if it's going to do exactly what we want it to do because we don't really have eyes or a mouth on this character.
yeah, but
And the other thing
you
was,
know, whatever. We'll figure
I
it out.
no, I'm just it's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that that's what's going to happen. It's going to try and do things that are not there. But then if you go to init for a moment, so doing it strength at 0.76 is not going to look exactly like the initialized image.
Well, no,
So
but if I
I
do
would say,
this,
yeah,
then it's all the image, right? So it's just going to start with the exact image that we have.
I think just if I were to have my druthers, I would say do this only because like
Oh, people
let's
want to
say
see
you
it.
did want to have a post let's say you designed something beautiful in Photoshop and you wanted to just see what it would do to animate it. The
Okay.
first frame you'd want it to be as close as possible to the prompt. And I'm just saying like if I had my druthers, but of course we're all do exactly as you please.
Yeah, it's just this. The thing is, it's never going to be exactly like the in an image ever, unless like the technology
In what way?
advances at this stage, like the animation has to create an image. So it's not mid journey. It's going to make a stable
Mm-hmm.
diffusion version. It's going to make a
Yep.
deliberate version. It's going to make a settings version. All that will be different from the in image. So wherever it goes from frame zero, it's going to go wherever it goes. And if you want to get the actual animation closer to the starting image, then you lower the strength and just have the image influence the thing. But in this case, we'll give it a go. 120 frames. Let's rock and see how it goes. Over here, this guy's still cooking. 11 minutes, and we have the video here ready. So let's take a look.
I mean, I guess not to beat a dead horse, but the point was to just show the fact that that would happen.
Yeah, and that's good. People will know what. Whoa! Oh, he disappeared in the city
Yeah,
again.
that's sick.
But then he pops up down
R2D2
there.
somewhere in there.
Yeah. Okay, let's try output 12 frames per second. Same cadence. These are very related, cadence and frames per second. And I took out the city background. So it's just going to be the
Mm-hmm.
robot. Let's see what we get. Okay, and then over here, still training away. Um, the lady's still totally uninterrupted by whatever's going on. This is going, and this is getting pretty weird.
That's cool. What's that?
I don't know, but there was like
Looks
the
like a
thing with this
landscape or a
artist.
tattoo.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird things with the artist that are like strange anomalies. But oh, that's a good point. It
That's
may have like
interesting.
taken the tattoo idea and just ran with it, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, it's a good point.
But it looks like it's kind of like a zoomed out like cityscape too. So,
Yeah, yeah, and the I
uh,
think the camera angle just sort of like the subject is wandered off the camera. It feels like that one's
yeah, Govind, we're gonna do a tutorial on hybrid at some point, and basically at the same time we could probably just test batch to batch, like image to image batch, and also hybrid and see like the difference between the two.
yeah. Govind, I actually posted a video on our YouTube channel, and it goes over how to do batch image to image video. It's very basic, but if you want to check it out, um, just answering a few questions. Okay, this is getting pretty weird. Oh my god, this one looks so funny.
That's fun. That's like a robot with a bike messenger robot.
Oh yeah. All right. I really only have 10 minutes left. We've been live for 3 hours, so I do.
I know I got to get some dinner here. So,
Yeah,
but this has
yeah,
been super fun. I think. I hope everybody had a good time. I had a fun time.
totally. All right. Let's see the video here. So it's
Here we
starting
go.
exactly with the image, and then, oh, not bad. Little cute little cat ears. That's funny.
Okay, so see, this is why I think like something like Realistic Vision, Deliberate, and Protogen
Well, this is
do better
deliberate.
with this consist. Yeah, I just mean like there are a couple of models that I've noticed will not cook at all, almost ever. Like this, we could run for a
Oh,
thousand frames and it won't ever deep fry.
I see. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, so every model has a different like balance of that. That's good to know. So let's
I think it's just like that kind of vanilla capability of kind of drawing from certain types of art.
hmm.
But I don't know exactly why, but I've definitely noticed it.
So
Yeah,
let's
see, it's cat in America.
cat in America.
Cat
Let's
Pat America.
try uh yeah, just slowing this down a little bit and maybe
Okay, so here, let's say you wanted to make the character a little bit more consistent, right? Let's say you like this, right? So, did you punch in a seed value already that you liked, or were you using random seed?
no, we're still going to use random because I don't like the seed. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the strength a bit because we want it to be more like the initial image and it's drifting off of it pretty quick. So lowering the cadence will mean it has less diffusing frames, so it will change less frequently. And raising the
Mm.
strength means it will be more consistently like the previous frame. So because we're
I mean,
starting
can I
with,
just say it's rad? Yeah, sorry.
yeah, so more consistently like the initial frame is what we want. But I did lower the init here, and I'll actually raise it a bit to 7.5. So we'll get a bit of a blend, so it won't have a big jump. All right, suckered into doing another run. I see how it is. This one's getting totally weird. I don't know what's going on there, but I definitely want to see the end results, so I'm going to let it cook. And this one's taken a little while.
Cartoon. Hell yeah.
Up, disk quota exceeded again. Crap.
Whoa. No.
Hopefully, just delete this giant one. And
Yeah,
nine.
Govind, I think revolved. It was every Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so hop in every Saturday and watch Revolved and whoever else. I happen to be here today, so there'll be a bunch of like whoever wants to come up and talk about techniques and stuff, right?
Yep.
I feel like it could be very cool. So good to have everybody new here too. I also don't work for RunDiffusion. I just happen to be part of the Creators Club FYI.
Yeah, definitely.
Having
Just
fun
just
here.
good vibes to have you around, and your art is incredible. So we definitely like
Thank
having
you.
you participate here, and just really grateful that we have people who are interested in exploring this stuff and trying things out. It's really exciting. Um,
I'm totally obsessed with this. I mean, I don't sleep. I have like I said, I have multiple things running at same all day.
yep. I'm really interested to see if we can get something closer to this.
What's your Can we look at your noise and CFD for a moment?
Oh, see, they're all default
Maybe
on
give
this one. So let's just see how this comes through right now.
yeah.
And then we can change those next, maybe.
I'll tell you what's going on a little bit.
Oh, much better though.
There we go.
Yeah. So it does
That's
smooth
yeah.
things down, and that could be because of the
You
prompt.
got it.
So I would say here we would say like high detail, intricate.
See,
Um,
this is like the deform thing you guys posted earlier, right?
yeah, yeah, totally, totally. And then we're gonna keep even. I'm even gonna edge this up a little bit, and we will. I think we do need like a bit more noise. Five,
Yeah.
8, and then the CFG. We'll pop that up. And what was the other one you were saying? Oh, the noise setting, right? Yeah.
I mean, you could do also coherence, and we could mess with the color. I mean, or not. I mean, whatever you
Oh, yeah,
want. It's
yeah.
a
Actually, there's
personal
an
choice.
image setting.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. Here we go. This is new, y'all. Like it's rare because if you're doing a video from somewhere else, I haven't actually done init image plus um, image color. So this is the first even for me.
Yep, so I just need to pop this in here.
Perfect, perfect.
No,
Yeah,
wait.
it's a bad gateway drug.
Bad gateway drug.
I'm full of silly witticisms today.
And then here
I'm
we
telling you,
want.
this image is kind of iconic though, for some reason. It's
Hmm.
like the up. It's a new version of the Deforum, like
Totally.
robot hacker head.
I don't know about optical cadence. Why not? We'll throw some farm back in there, hey? Why not?
Yeah, I actually read in one of the documents recently about DIF and like inverse sparse. Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Oh, we
But
did
the
end up deep
DIF
frying
should
at the end.
actually
Damn it.
be cooked it. Oh, dang.
It looked cool though. This one, I don't know if it's even going to work because we had that error. But this is still training, thankfully. Yeah, aerobics. I love it.
These are all
Yes!
meme worthy.
This one looks
These are great.
extremely good. Look at that like airbrush halo and like the random computer. Oh man. She's still unaffected,
She's still,
living in her
yeah, I mean,
element, unaware of what's going on at the neighboring universe next to her. Um yeah,
replace my jobs lady.
nice to meet you, Govind. Glad to have you with us here.
Absolutely go in. Yep.
Oh, I'm sort of bummed it ended up breaking at the end, but we'll see how it
I'm
goes.
so glad we did this init image thing. I feel like I whined about it, but we're good. It's cool.
Oh, WOM image. WOM image making the woman working on the computer. Classic. She doesn't know.
I do appreciate the natural human chest size here on.
Probably had to like deliberately prompt that in though.
I know you have to crop the hell out of the negative window.
uh,
It's like please, 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 like no, smaller.
all right, we got our init image. Let's see.
Let's do it. Freaking hilarious. I love it. I try not to send people to Civitai. They're like, why are
Yeah,
all the images blurry? I'm like, just download the ones that aren't blurry.
I think we want like
This looks
robot.
this looks freaking amazing, by the way. Like all of them so far, but this is the best one. The blue eyes were like a perfect kind of like contrasty thing, and it does really great with like that type of contrast. It does the kind of smearing of the
Hmm.
frames, and smearing ends up looking like lens flares and glows make people happy. It hits that dopamine, um, those little triggers.
It's,
So
it's very smooth. I feel like we need to make like textured metal in there. Um, Weathering, maybe. And I did up the
that's good.
CFG. I guess I could add like a
Scratch,
little rust.
scratch metal, rough metal, scratch metal.
Yeah, okay. I think
Mm.
that's good. So then, strength wise, I do even think like maybe a little bit more. Let's try it again. While we're waiting for the rest of the stuff to finish. Okay, here we go. We finally get to see this video. This will be funny.
I know this looks like the like a whole like weird, like paint. Ooh, weird.
It's
Cool.
very strange. Yeah, you did get the deep fry at the end, but only after like 1,000 frames. It probably went like
Hmm.
800 before it started breaking down, I think. Maybe 600 it starts breaking down.
So speaking of kind of getting tired of things like MJ or like other AI things, I literally never get tired of doing deform. I don't
Hmm.
think there's been a single time I've ever rendered anything where I'm not like, wow, this even this is inspiring and cool and different and surprising.
All right, let's see what we got with this one. I'm really
All
looking forward to
right,
this weirdness.
Arcane Street Fighter comic.
Turns into what though? 48 seconds. Oh, it just
Jeez.
Whoa.
Okay, it does. Oh, went a
See, it's
little
like it's trying to do
faster.
3D, but then it turns it into like an illustration.
Maybe it's a step thing on this one. Maybe it needs a bunch more steps to really, I don't know. It's
I
very
think we
cool
got a
though,
lot of
still.
steps on this. Oh,
What'd you put
30.
on at 30? I mean, I've run things at like 60 and 80 steps, like to really try and evoke things from certain models,
Whoa, there
but
she
you never
goes.
know. But
And then this is where she falls off. I do love this
oh,
texture though. It's like,
I was gonna say that texture itself is also a whole thing.
yeah, right? Can we get the prompt with closed eyes?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to
Are
share
you
it in the
pasting it? Oh,
Deforum
me too.
channel, or I can post it there because it's a long one.
Let me see. I can pull it up real quick.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. I closed down all my other windows.
Oh, you know what happened? Actually, thank you, Blacklight, because you showed me what happened. I had 1,000 steps, but only 560 of them had the direction in it. So she goes, it's,
Mm,
if you think it's 1,000 steps, right? So it goes to here.
that's why it drifts.
Where does
Yeah.
it fall off, right? 60-ish steps should be right about here. And now we lose like the face a bit.
Oh, that's a great point. That's what I was saying about prompts jittering the diffusion and lack of prompts letting it allow it to get too deep fried. So a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of camera plus a prompt can save pretty much everything from totally deep frying. Even this didn't totally deep fry, but it was on its way there.
Yeah, so we could do like 650 and try it and maybe do a little bit more of this. We've got more steps and we could even do step scheduling if we wanted.
Let me suggest something here. Let's try coherence. Turn off coherence and see maybe it'll generate something a little more in its own. Because Lab is trying to do something to it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Okay.
All right, and we've got 650 frames, which should get all of that stuff in there. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the the gacha game addiction is real. All right.
Do you know this
Look,
answer? I don't
oh,
know the loop back wave script.
it's interesting that it like loses a lot of the details here. Like it just smooths out. We're getting way better results though, hey? Like this is exciting. Like this is way
This
closer
is
to the
super super
original.
cool.
But it
And not just that, it's really the model too. There's an open journey model which will do better.
yeah, probably cuz it's just losing like I think what maybe in the prompt like including like with
But
a
it's way
weird
closer than we imagined, right? Like
bronze
way
mask
closer.
maybe like more like bronzy gold.
But are you including steampunk, like futurist steampunk in here? It's
It
really
says
small, so I don't really
cyberpunk. Maybe
see.
we do steampunk more.
I would kill, yeah, and I would also get rid of Cedric because just because not only do AIs hallucinate, but sometimes it'll give MJ does this and Stable Diffusion, they'll tell you artist names when it really has nothing to do with another artist. Like I actually inputted my own work and it gave me another artist's name in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own work. I was like, ridiculous.
yeah. Okay, okay. Getting pretty weird already.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm like, I feel like it's just such a niche thing. Anyway.
All right. I think we are gonna have to call it. I know it's exciting, and we're making all kinds of cool stuff, and that's what's
Yeah.
interesting. I would encourage everyone, like next Saturday, if you want to bring your art, show us what you're working on. If you want to get up on stage and like have your screen open, then we can like collaboratively prompt together. So like one person will be like doing a Deforum video, another person training, and we can just like, I can zoom in on your screen and see what you're doing and make recommendations. So we'll have like a collab community day, and Yeah, everyone's welcome to. We can have a few people up at a time, so it doesn't get too crazy for the audience to have like 10 people talking at once. But I think that we all do that. What time do we start? I will put it in the calendar, but honestly, I really don't know. So we'll see what happens on the day of. Um, I'll schedule something out for the event though, so we'll all be ready. All right, we got one last of these cool blacklight cyborgs. Let's see what we get.
Look
It's
at that.
it's funny how it smooths so quickly.
Well, this is the diffusion thing. Look, there's anti-blur, there's FOV, there is steps, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that actually is smoothing it out. So like, and it's also noise. So I think it's a combined effect. Like, I would also imagine that everything trained on 2.1, 2.2 XL and onwards is gonna not, are you gonna be able to be like, no, high, like 4K textured metal, and it will maintain it throughout. I just don't think it can act. I don't think it has that kind of information throughout, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure that part out.
Love this. All right, so I shut down one
Oh,
session.
nice work, Mitan. Music video was accepted for Music Festival. Nice.
Oh, sweet. All right, let's
Very
check let's
cool.
check
I'll
out
have to check out both these links.
Meitan's video to close
Oh, yeah.
out the session.
Okay.
Is this Deforum then? Tell us
This
about
looks
your
like
process.
3D, but
Disco diffusion and Deforum stable diffusion. Very
wow,
nice.
very cool.
I don't have the music because, yeah. Whoa, cool.
I've entered a new realm.
Into the orb. Enter the
I just like
orb.
saying disco diffusion. I want
Hmm.
to live life as disco diffusion.
Totally.
The quality on the ground is very good.
Hmm.
It looks like one of those Octane, displacement map textures. Very good. Here we go.
Oh yeah, the
Love
3D
this.
3D camera
Uh,
movement stuff. Very nice.
yeah, Mutan, I was talking to my 3D friend about he loves 3D and he's having, training him and helping him with auto. And I was telling him like I love 3D so much, but right now like AI can give you caustic, volumetric, fire, 100,000 iterations of faster than simulating the actual thing in 3D. And while I love simulations, it's crazy what we're going to be able to do very soon in terms of like looping campfire and making it look 100% realistic is going to take like 30 minutes to an hour versus trying to do that with like Embergen or Houdini, and then rendering it in light is like 100 more hours, or something like pouring a glass of water. Right now, rendering 10 million particles and a glass and the caustics like takes it is almost impossible. But doing that with AI is around the corner. So
Sweet. All right. Well,
actually, Govind, I saw this one. I love the colors on this one.
yeah, I saw that one
I
too. That
might have
was
seen it on
super cool.
YouTube Shorts or like something. Yeah, very cool.
So this is noise 9, and look, it's like not really
Look at
making a
that.
difference. It makes a difference, but it's not making like a huge difference.
I just don't think Stable Diffusion can actually render things at the level that Midjourney does with those textures yet. But as soon as it can, I bet you could just punch this in and it'll keep it exactly right.
Hmm.
But maybe I'm wrong.
This one's getting so messed up. uh, it might be because it's undertrained or something. I don't know.
I'm excited to share a full-length music video as well, all done in Deforum. It's almost out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up here today. Thanks for hanging out with us. 3 freaking hours of stuff.
Heck
I will
yeah.
post the insanely long recording so people can complain about timestamps. I wish there was an AI timestamper. Maybe there is. If you know of one, let
It
me know.
probably is. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Um, and loved loved creating art with you. So bring your art next time. We'll be good to go.
Thanks. I
Thanks.
appreciate it, Revolve. Thanks,
Yeah,
community.
thanks for
Have a
hanging
great
out
rest
here,
of
Level Bevel,
your
and
weekend.
taking some time out of your day
Yep.
to make art with us. Really
Yeah, and leave
appreciate
me
it.
questions. I'm happy to, yeah, I've been happy to respond to people in Discord when I'm around. So please ask me about like whatever you saw here today. I like sharing information. Good night, everybody. Peace.
Good night. See you.
Night. Bye.